Acquired after defeating Wraith was an airship, a merchant class airship that they are looking to fill out with some crew. They uh, as part of their downtime, they went over to Port Oris, flying it very unsteadily with the efforts of Thora and Torvin. Managed to get there without crashing or causing any real damage, um, and put in on the river near the airship docks north of the city. There they went into the city and started finding some folks to recruit. Specifically, a cook named Una, her husband Emir. Um, then, uh, with a side trip over to Anul Kurun, thanks to the Excelvion, the master bard from there, um, Lucas was able to uh, meet up with Excelvion and at the Ivory Lyceum teleport off to Anul Karun to the circle that's there and attune to it. Switch out some instruments. Show the group there one of his old haunts, the Tall Tales Tavern in Anul Karun there, which is the headquarters for the College of Lore. Um, there they actually met and recruited. Ooh, wait a minute. Yeah. Um, we met and recruited a pilot for their ship, an Arakokra named Ale, and who was eager to be out of the desert-bound city and off to some place where she could take back to the skies again. Um, Back in an old Karoon, the party met up with actually Una and her husband, officially recruiting them. Um, and I believe, was there anything else you guys did last week? A little bit of shopping, a little bit of items set up there. Oh, the last thing you guys did after all of that was jaunt back to Raven's Crest to pick up Eldon and a mechanic that had been recruited as well to help out with the ship. Eldon on the verge of collapse, but happy with his creations he's made there. And you brought Eldon and this new mechanic named Audrey, a nobling. The party had seen a number of times before, doing work, some work with Nimbus and some other work around town, delivering messages and such. But she was happy to be out of the small town there and off to something bigger and better and more fun. Uh, so we find ourselves back in Port Oris, with everyone together now, and a few more crew members still needed to get the ship up in the air. But Raven's Tales, it is the morning after your whirlwind recruiting and traveling spree of the day before. What would you like to do?
Breakfast.
Not a problem there.
Second breakfast.
What about 11th?
11th. We haven't had firsties.
I think we need to talk about what we're doing because obviously we've got the whole Shadow Syndicate thing, but then I know Lucas is keen to get the coins sorted, which obviously we all are, but
One thing you discussed that potentially, if you did want to mess with the coins, or else that doing it outside the city or someplace remote or someplace not within the middle of the city to deal with there, and obviously not having Eldon with you made it sort of impossible since he's the person doing the banishing portion of the of the ritual. Um, so now that you're all together again, you definitely could find a space outside the city. Um, there's lots of space around the top, above the canyon walls, around the city itself. So
Yep.
we can kind of move ourselves to Port Oris and
the Druid Circle that we could possibly go and get rid of this thing. We could go there. I think that that might be an interesting source of natural power. Um, can maybe draw on. It's a sort of yes. However, Miss Sora, do you have a few moments before we get going on the road?
For you, Eldon, anything.
Yes. Actually, I have a thing up in the room. If you would please come with me to my room.
Eldon.
Um,
By the way, Eldon is like legit saying this in front of like everyone. Like,
Yeah, okay.
something to
come to
show
my
you.
bedroom
Oh
before I
no.
demand it.
He has something to show me in his room. Okay, all right. Let us go.
yes. So, as we're going up the stairs, Eldon is kind of like rubbing the back of his neck, kind of like just fidgeting a little bit. Over the last couple of weeks, I have been working tirelessly. I did, in fact, speak with the blacksmith and got some things commissioned from him, and then, sorry,
Zelda was
phone call,
punished.
phone call, um, and then I did also speak with Mr. Niels and got some things commissioned from him, and I have crafted you a piece of armor. A yes. So if you yes, open up the door. So laying on the bed, um, set
I'm naked.
is um laying on the bed is a beautiful piece of plate armor. It is lightly engraved with some draconic lettering, um, spelling out some of the scriptures that he totally stole from your book of. Oh, I'm sorry. One second.
My book of Bahamut.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So wait, finish up. Okay.
Yeah, and yes. So I did write down some scriptures on the armor. Hopefully, you know, sometimes paladins do this. The armor, aside from the engravings, is a lightning blue color. It is very bold color. The helm piece is a visor that has the mouthpiece open. However, is slightly protecting your eyes and it also protects the back of your head leading down. Elon will turn over one of the pieces and you'll see running on the inside of the armor where it would touch your skin is this very intricate piece of metal lining that as I run my thumb over it, there's like little sharks of lightning. So, an interesting thing that I discovered about Manatech is it has very wonderful magical effects. Yes. So the well, I will spare you the great details. However, I believe that this is possibly one of the greatest creations I have ever crafted. Um, this armor is a wonder to behold. Truly, it will protect you. I mm, I did not like when we perished, and I am hoping that this armor will be able to provide you some good amount of protection. Uh, it will, in fact, make you immune from certain very harmful effects. It will give you a small boost to strength and some health things. It is a wonderful piece. Uh, please accept this as a gift. Yes.
Yeah, yeah. I'll look at it and complete and total amazement for the first time, so I won't be talking about much.
So, we'll just so there are like other components to the armor besides the chest piece and the helm. There's actually the shoulders, the elbows,
Shoulders, the
um,
elbows, the greaves,
knees. Yeah.
yeah,
Um.
the leggings, all of it.
Ooh, please.
So, uh, so Sora, let's go ahead and swap that out. Um, I will say this: it is still plate armor.
Huh?
Um, it is not effectively +1, so you're gonna lose one armor class, but you're immune to critical hit
I
of all
Yes.
kinds.
lose an armor. I
Lose
lose
one,
one for my 25. Oh, darn.
24, but you're immune to critical hit.
And
I
if
think
you're
that's a fair.
subjected if you're subjected to a spell that requires strength or constitution saving throw, where you would take half damage, if you succeed, you instead take no damage.
Yep.
This is
So,
all
Nice.
written into it, right?
Yep. So,
yeah.
I
Okay.
believe
And
if you go to your
I can,
character, if you go on there, it is Mizium armor,
yes,
and
Mizium
it's
plate.
Mizium plate. Yes.
Yes, I'll be right back, guys.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So, one thing in so while you kind of get into that, we'll jump back down to the breakfast table here as you're kind of checking this out and getting yourself fitted there and set up there. It is very lightweight. It is very strange, but I'll get into how so in a moment here. I see we lost Bernie. Okay, so back at the breakfast table there. Um, Lucas, what is your intention with the coin? I mean, so you're talking over with Amethyst and Torben are both still there, along with actually Audrey's sitting there just eating away because she didn't have any place to go. And you guys came in kind of late last night, so she's just sitting there munching away on some food there, drinking some coffee and drinking some water and juice and like a lot of different like small plates in front of her, just with kind of a buffet style of like grab a little bit of everything. Um, what are your intentions?
Just to get the creatures out of the coins and send them back to where they came from.
Okay. And yeah, so right now you have the coin of shadows on you. Yeah. So
Yeah.
okay. Um, so I will say that essentially, while the coin is put away because it's in a bag of holding right now, and the book is off in it's in its little compartment there, you don't feel or hear anything strange from them because they're pretty well separated. Um, However, at some point in the last few weeks, if the coin is removed at any point, carefully using mage hand and or a cloth to hold it and everything else, as long as it doesn't touch your skin, touch it yourself. Um, Effectively, the second it's out of the bag, you hear that scraping, clanking sound you normally hear. Fairly strong, since it's in very close proximity. Even with the book still tucked away, you can it's if they're both out, it's very strong. You can definitely hear it. If the book is put away, you can still hear it faintly. Once the coin's put away there, you can't hear it at all. So just kind of that little experimentation there, you can definitely have done in the last couple of weeks there, and just in seeing how that works. Um,
By
but
the way, we're doing this like first thing in the morning.
sure, yeah,
Right.
yeah. So
Sun is up.
Yeah.
yeah, so while you're so while you two are doing the armor there, Lucas kind of made his intentions known here with the coin there, but just clarifying that with the coin itself there in terms of how that works. There is no sensation at all from the coin of fortune any longer. It's clean, let's just say, so you don't hear that sound any longer. And just yeah, so there's that.
Jim, is the coin magical? The coin of shadows, other
Yes.
than what we already know.
It seems to be yes. Yeah. The coin of fortune was also magical. So yeah, the coin does register as magic as well. If you detect magic there, there's definitely the coin itself is magical, as well as whatever is bound to it. There's almost like a second layer of enchantment that is the binding of the creature. They look almost identical. There's not really a difference between the two of them as far as you can tell. Just the same platinum coin profile of the Dark King on one side, and the smudged blackened tower that's like on the opposite side. And with the coin of fortune now, that smudge is gone. It is a platinum coin, but clean looking coin on both sides. No worries. So, one thing I will say, Laura, now that Ilden's back here, just when you put the armor on, it actually shifts and moves slightly, and with a thought, you can have essentially the metal portion retract. So with a thought, essentially, the helm will kind of pull away back into like the neck piece. The breastplate will pull away back into the shoulder pieces. The arms kind of pull back into the bracers there, and kind of leaving you looking like very light looking armor at that point. Basically, just the neck, shoulders, bracers, knees, and essentially
Toes.
yeah, and then the anklets essentially, so the greaves. It just all kind of retreats back in there. When with a thought, it just pull back in there. If you go to hit something, it'll actually shift to absorb the impact, so you almost don't even feel it. Like it
And
actually thickens in that spot when if you just kind of tap it, it just stiffens in that one section there, and everything else stays the same.
Very nice.
Yes,
I still don't
I
see it on my
actually.
sheet though.
I didn't add you go ahead and
Oh,
inventory and add it. I didn't add it to you, so you can go ahead and inventory it. Yeah, manage inventory and go ahead and put it on your sheet, and you can equip at that point. Okay. Um, so, in a little bit, you come, once you're kind of, you come back down, so we're looking in a little different in terms of the armor and such.
and I'm smiling at the cat who ate the canary.
Y'all, I'm definitely a blue paladin now.
The armor is a vibrant electric blue, essentially, um, when it's fully visible.
And when the armor is fully encasing you, there's like little bits of lightning that will like appear on the outside of the armor.
Yep.
Just like little statics.
Well, that's from you or the armor. It's hard to tell.
Yep.
Who cares?
Yeah, it just sort of happens. All right. So Audrey's sitting in the back there. So, what's the plan? Are we gonna get up in the air? You want to take me to the ship? What do you want to do?
We can take you to the ship. I don't know if we're actually going anywhere yet because we're not fully crewed yet.
Right.
But we've got a pilot, we've got a captain, just a few more people to find really, and then
Oh,
um,
I'll be happy to be on board. Happy to when we do get up in the air. That'll be great. I don't mind hanging around the city. I haven't been here in quite a while but it's nice to be back. Kind of
Got
looking
a
around.
damn good cook, thanks to Sora. So she should be feeding you better than we have this morning.
This is pretty good. Good variety, at least. I like it.
Mm.
And you're gonna love it.
Well, just good to be away from Raven's Crest for a while. My friend just kind of wrapped up in her own things and didn't have any time to hang out much. So, but yeah, whenever you're ready.
I mean, I can go and take it to the ship if you guys are still finishing up doing what you're doing, or we can all go, whatever people want to do.
Yes.
Oh.
Miss Audrey, I could actually take you to the ship uh, and show you around. I did, in fact, have quite a bit of experience tampering with the manatech inside of the ship, and I could, in fact, show you.
I'm good at
Well.
taking it out.
Hey everybody, I think Alden's got a crush.
Mm. Mm.
You say that out loud?
No.
Okay.
Oh,
I mean,
come on. In our
I mean,
heads would be fine.
maybe that'd be fine. Yeah.
Hey Sora, let's let Alden go take her on his own.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm introducing everybody today.
I have no idea what's going on. I'm just staring at my suit and rubbing it like, it's my new best friend.
Ooh.
Wow, just ditch me, why don't you?
Huh? What? Yeah, no,
The old
you're
best friend?
the old best
Okay.
friend.
Well, Alden, if you're okay to go, we're quite happy for you to go and take Audrey to the ship.
Yes. It will be just a few moments. The airport is, yes, just down the road. And
Actually,
we-
like you don't know where the ship is.
Mm-mm.
oh,
You don't.
They
yes.
brought you here last night. You have no clue where it's at.
You
Oh,
were
but
yeah.
But he knows Port Sora, so we can tell him where it is.
Well, you aren't land. You didn't land at the airport, but you did like, the actual like air.
Well, how
It's
about
over
I will
there.
stay telepathically linked with you and I'll give you directions.
Yes. You did not park it at the uh, where we actually picked out the last airship. No.
No,
No.
no. So
Oh.
the last one was actually parked at the Crimson Lodge, which they have a little landing field there, essentially behind the lodge. There is an actual like skyport, which is kind of like a tower that has multiple places to dock airships that are still like in the air, essentially. Some of them dock down at the docks, the actual water docks down here. They didn't say they aren't in any of those places.
I can send a message to Isaiah and get him to meet Eldon there.
Sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
They've met.
Well, it depends what we're doing. If we're going, wherever we do, I think we have to go up there anyway.
Okay.
Isn't the estate we're supposed to watch to the north?
Somewhere north of the city, yes. You're not. It would be like about an hour and a half walk essentially if you left the city there. It's not close to the north of the city there. It's not within the city itself. It's actually a little ways to the north. So a couple of miles. So you could get
ride
there
out
by
there,
walk.
can't we?
You sure could. So
We will
there's that option too. So
I mean, we don't all have Pegasi or anything, but we can all ride horses.
Yes. Yes, we could do that.
Oh, Alden, you missed it.
Oh, I
Lucas
missed.
Lucas has a Pegasus now.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes.
He's probably
Fascinating.
A secret Pegasus.
now Alden
Interesting.
would know, especially if he was working with the blacksmith in Ravenscroft.
yeah, they're
Look
working
at-
on
look
a
at-
set of barding there. They're working on. So
Yeah.
that's if Eldon would have noticed and cared.
Yeah, it would have been one of those things of like so focused on the job, I walked right past it. Yes, truly fascinating magical creatures. I actually did read one article one time about the birds of flying. Really a fascinating thing. Those hippogriffs, things of those sorts. Eldon is going to like start going on like a giant tangent about like how cool flying, animals are.
At some point, are just like, are we gonna go, or are we just gonna get a lecture from little professor over here?
You're probably gonna have to give him a little nudge and keep him moving. I'll
Sure,
start you
sure.
off and push Eldon gently down the way.
Yes, yes, let's go. Yes, straight ahead.
Ivan, if you like, you can show her around the ship, and we can meet you there.
Where is the ship, actually?
In Skyport.
No,
No, it's not.
Mm-mm.
it's it's up at the airship field in the river.
The north of the city.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's literally like parked like right north of the airship yard, the airship building yards, essentially, because that was the only place clear enough they could actually land that was safe to do so. Um, so, we can cut to that if you want to. If anything else anyone wants to do within the city here before we move up to there, or hold on, you can kind of head up there and
Yeah, I'll head up there. I will show Ms. Audrey the way to our airship.
Okay, literally, you kind of stroll along the river on the streets there up to the Great Lift, up to the Great Lift, and then up to here. It's very obvious. Obviously, you've seen the ship. You know what it looks like there, and you will spot it. It is actually like on the water, just north of the docks there. Just kind of bobbing in the water, it anchored there. There's actually a little platform laid out toward to be able to get on and off. So it takes some time to walk up there, and Audrey kind of points at a couple places that she knows about, and kind of back and forth a little bit there as you're walking along. So the other four, then, what is your plan while that's happening?
I want to see about selling my plate armor that I just took off.
Sure, no problem. Okay. Anything else there? Okay. That's not hard to do. You can go ahead either the menagerie or the forge or Nils' shop. Actually, Nils probably wouldn't buy a full set of plate armor, but the menagerie would, and or the Dreadwork Forge would buy it as well because they do buy and sell armor pieces and such there.
Let's go to him, the other blacksmith.
Dreadwork, okay.
Mhm.
So you can head on over that way. Who wants to go with?
I can go if you like, Sora.
Yeah, I'll tag along.
Okay,
Give Eldon some privacy, you know.
sure.
I'll stay. I'll stay with Lucas then.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. So splitting things up a little bit here.
I just assumed that I'd go with Sora, but it's fine.
No worries. Okay, so it's split up a little bit differently than usual there. Sora, you and Corbin kind of head on over to the Dreadwork Forge, which is right about, kind of right about there, at the base of this hill. As always, the forge is just one of the forges that's spewing out kind of like odd colored smokes, and you kind of see actual like magical effects around that, as well as the forge there is designed to work with strange metals and different things. Lots of armor pieces. There's multiple workers moving around. Even at the fairly early in the morning, you guys get there, and they're hard at work, doing stuff there. Dreadwork, Bulk, the primary blacksmith, is there. Happy to see you, and very interested in the fact that you're selling off a set of magical plate. Is there something wrong with it?
No, I just got, and I'll point to all the shiny armor that I'm now wearing. I got new ones.
Oh, I see that. That's what is that? And he like actually looks like and he just kind of gets in close there, like, I don't know if I've ever seen that kind of metal before.
An artificer made it for me.
Whoa.
It doesn't sound like that, I promise.
Yeah. As some loud ornithopter thing goes flying overhead as you go.
Mhm.
Whoa. Those things are getting louder and more of a pain every day.
Mhm.
Well, I wouldn't mind picking the brain of that little artificer of yours. That's a pretty interesting piece. Right. Plate armor. One sec, real quick here. He is. Let me just pull up my price list. Let's see.
And
Sorry.
remember, watch this, and I'll make it all dirty, and then it cleans itself off.
Oh, just the breastplate there. Okay, all right then. That's
Yes.
nice. Definitely a selling point for sure. Um, let me just see something real fast here. Oh my gosh, my let's see. It's gonna be kind of a right. Um, well, I think with that little bit there, I can give you uh 900 gold if you like that.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, a well-made suit of plate mail with enchantment on it is not nothing to sneeze at. I can easily should be able to turn that around right quick, especially with a little
Yeah.
bit of a those that have a little bit more of a fancy like to them, and um, definitely like the self-cleaning aspect of it. So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
900 sound good.
900 works for me. Here you are. And
All
I'll
right then.
hand over the house
Yep.
plates.
It hands it off to one of the assistants there. He takes it and starts kind of like looking it over and cleaning it and just setting it aside and kind of like putting the pieces all apart there. Well, always happy to do business with you. Anything you two are in the market for? Well, I don't think I've seen you here before. And it looks over at Torben there.
Yeah.
And
I also like, and just look around to see what he has, see if there's anything that would interest me or not.
I mean, it's a lot of like just pieces on the walls, just very armor and weapons. A little more on the heavier side of things. I mean, more like your axes and your swords and your like bulkier armor. Doesn't really have much in the way of things that would like immediately interest you. But you do catch the fact that there is definitely some magic here. Being a person who's an arcane bent, the forge itself seems to be magical. Just kind of looking it over there as it's designed to work with all different kinds of metals. Um, and so if there's any, it's more like if there's anything you want, there's very little. It's like out for retail essentially, but he does a lot of custom work. So if there's anything you're interested in specifically, give us the specs. We'll go ahead and see what we can do to put it together for you.
Oh, sorry, I got kicked out for a second, or muted for a second rather.
Okay.
As soon as I asked, right at that point where I asked what he had, basically, is when everybody went quiet.
Gotcha. So, effectively, just to reiterate, there, he doesn't have a lot in the way for like direct for sale, as in like this is the catalog of stuff he's got. It's more just like pieces that are being worked on, things that are being done. But any custom work you want done, special materials, he can definitely do any of that. So, if you have any specifically you're looking for, he can accommodate.
Okay, let me look at my
Yeah.
gear here real quick.
I mean, it's something you can put in an order in for something if there's something you want.
Loading up my app again.
I mean, I would say most of the stuff that's here would be considered either enhanced in some way or like +1. But there's nothing that's like, you already have better than that yourself with the items that you got.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it comes down to like, anything else you would like to get, then you could definitely have something made or something modified. Don't forget weapons and armor can be augmented as well if they're non-magical initially. So the augments haven't been a big thing for a while there, but effectively he has some non-magical +1 items, and some other things as well. And then
I
some
don't
magic
know if
pieces.
this would be your skill of expertise, but um, just in case, I do have a lot with me, but I was wondering if you had any bows potentially.
Um, no, I don't really do much in the way of woodworking. I have thrown weapons and that kind of thing. That's mostly metal. But I'm sure there's there are various bowsmiths and such around that could accommodate that kind of thing.
Much appreciated. I think I am okay for now, actually, but I appreciate letting me look at everything.
Of course, yeah, yeah. And like I said, most of what he has here are like heavier weapon type pieces. I mean, like actual like not much in the way of finesse weapons amongst here. Although there might be
Yeah,
a
I got
well-made rapier or two, but I think it's gonna be
not his style. Yeah.
yeah,
Anyway,
nothing jumps out at you.
gotcha.
Yeah. All right then. All right. So you guys take care of that. Sorry, you got your cash on hand there. Lucas, Lucas and Amethyst. What are you guys getting up to while they're off doing that stuff?
Just talking about what he wants to do.
Yeah. What would you want to do?
You know what I want to do? I want to go and find out what's going on with these people going missing. I want to do that. Obviously, the coins are important, but I mean, those things have been trapped in there for hundreds of years. Another day or two won't hurt. But then, obviously, you've got one on you. So perhaps, I don't know, perhaps it'd be a good idea to get that out of the way because, I mean, if we all died that day, and I don't know, it's just horrible thought that if anything happens to you, whoever kills you is going to get the book and the coin, and that's quite scary. But then, sorry, I keep looking over there because that's where he lives.
All right. I mean, it's fine. You're sitting at a table like next to each other, so it works out.
And
No,
you're
we're
both
not.
looking, and you're actually looking the actual proper
Yeah,
direction.
it actually
of
is.
where your
Yeah,
char-
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. On the
Yeah.
screen itself. So, all right.
Yeah. Well, I do think that these people going missing are a priority though, and I mean, we could go and mess around with coins for a few days and find out another 6, 7 people have died. So, you know, it's just don't like the idea of anybody else getting hurt when we could possibly prevent it.
Well, we're not going to do them all at once, though, are we?
No, absolutely not.
Exactly. We can do one coin now and then look into the. Cause we're supposed to be looking into the place, weren't we? The estate
Yeah.
where they went missing.
One thing I forgot in the recap, and I'm not sure you guys remember this as well. Last night you also did go and meet up with Strega and his crew there at the trading company, and learned that he also was having some issues with the syndicate and was hopefully being able to find a way for you to essentially get them to back off a little bit or give him some leeway or something, as you guys seem to have some pretty good connections with them, and so he's aware of that much at least. Um, so that was something that I'd forgotten to mention earlier, so I didn't know if it came up. So continue.
I mean, it won't take long to deal with one coin, and then we've got the rest of the day to look around.
All right.
Gather.
Well, let's see what Sora and Torben say when they get back, and then we'll go and collect Eldon and go from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So about the time Sora and Torben you are on their way back from the blacksmith there, around that time, Eldon and Audrey will make their way up to the ship there, and Audrey's like, "Good, yeah, I recognize that since you guys flew it into Raven's Crest. So not as big as the first one you guys were on, but definitely nice. People on board I can see, and Eldon, you will spot there are some people actually on the ship itself. Eyes and ears you spot almost easily because the white fur is very distinctive. But you will note that they're talking with that he's talking with um, a bird person, golden, sort of yellowish and white feathers over top. You can just kind of see them over the bow of the ship. They're just talking up near where the controls are on the deck there. As you approach, you definitely see the two of them up there talking. And Eyes and Ears sort of like pauses and kind of looks down at you and just gives a quick little wave.
I will wave back.
Okay. And essentially he will kind of point to kind of point down to the gangplank that's set aside there if you really come aboard there, and kind of waves you up.
So as we're walking up, yes, Miss Audrey, as you, this is, yes, there is room to grow, and hopefully we will one day pilot a ship as vast as the one that we were, or even greater. However, this one is very, very fast. If you would follow me, I will show you where the workshop is and where we maintain the items, and hopefully show you to your room where you can set up, and it will be quite an adventure. I'm very excited to have you aboard. Welcome aboard and such.
Oh, thanks. I'm glad to be here. This is going to be a thing there. This is going to be quite a thing, isn't it? And so you guys head up there. As you are walking up, whoa, Raven, could you go ahead and mute there, please? There's coming
Sorry.
a lot of noise coming through. Okay, cool, thanks. So as you're walking up the gangplank there, you're able to see that you also will spot that there is, as you couldn't see it from the ground from where you're at, because the person they're talking to a third person who is much shorter. Well, actually on par with your height, in fact. So the two you walk up onto the gangplank there, Eyes and Ears and this bird person are talking with a third person on the ship there as you approach. Eyes and Ears, yes, Eldon. This is Ale, our Sithrith, our pilot. She is here to and this person just showed up to talk with us. And you see a halfling, um, very lean looking, kind of broad shoulders for a halfling there, black hair, slight bit of gray in it there, and bright green eyes. And he's just sort of uh, fairly plain, nondescript clothing for the most part there. And he's in some pouches and stuff on his belt there, but not much else with him. He just looks up and, hi there. Right. And the pilot there looking. Oh, you must be the engineer person, and who's two gnomes ish sort of
Yes.
people.
Actually, this is Miss Audrey, and I have not actually had the pleasure of meeting you yet. I was quite unconscious earlier when I was back onto the ship. Yes, this is Miss Audrey. She is a fantastic engineer and will be handling the engineering while I am not here to assist her. So, Miss Audrey, this is the crew. And what is your name, sir? Speaking to you.
Oh, my name is Hogarth Ostetter. Yeah, I'm here to maybe be a navigator. And as you look, there's actually like sitting on the deck, like kind of behind him, just sort of like sitting on the floor there, is a orange tabby cat, really large tabby cat there. Tail is just sort of like lazily drifting circles around the deck there as it's just sitting there. And yeah, I'm kind of between jobs right now with ships and such, and looking to be sign on with a new crew maybe. Uh, uh, you're
Yes. My name is Eldon Mernig, and we're of the crew Tells of Raven Crest. Yes, and we are in fact hiring uh, a couple of more people to fly our wonderful ship Serenity here. Yes. What are your qualifications, please?
Oh, I've been navigating and such for quite a long time. I got all of my own tools and everything, just between jobs at the moment. But I've been, uh, I mean, it's hard to demonstrate navigation skills when we're just sitting here on the ground. But I've had quite a number of posts over the years, both land and sea and air. I have a friend who's a cartographer here in the city, and I spent a lot of time getting all kinds of new maps and charts with him. And yeah, I think I could be a real help to you and your folks there. Are you in charge or anything?
Um, I am not quite in charge. No, I mostly don't actually deal with the people part of the job. That is left up to um, the other members of our group. Probably you would want to speak to Miss Amethyst, Miss Sora, Mr. Lucas, or Mr. Torben. Well, maybe not. I,
Oh yeah,
hmm,
man, it's okay. Don't worry about it. Um, I'll talk to whoever we need to. I can just hang around a bit, or if you want me to come back later, that's fine. I just um, I think um, just looking to make sure we have all of our uh geese in a ducks in a whatever that saying is. You know what I'm saying? Make sure
yes,
everything's in order, right?
I
Yeah.
do believe it is ducks in order. However, human idioms I actually am not quite versed in, but it is a thing I have heard humans say before. Uh,
Yeah,
yes.
I never liked
So
that. I never liked that expression at all. Ducks are a
yeah,
pain in the butt. They're kind of mean.
they
Geese
are
geese are worse. Yeah,
geese are, yes, in fact, geese are much worse as they are much larger.
yeah, I hate them. I
And
hate them.
oh, they are the most.
Ale, the air cocker is just like just kind of like nodding it all, thinking it all in there.
They are can nearly reach our height. They're very frustrating birds indeed. So I actually do not have an issue. You may stay here, of course, until some of the other members of the crew do come. I do not see why we would not hire you. Uh, as yes,
Oh, that's
so
great to hear, man. Thanks. Appreciate it. I don't really have anywhere to go at the moment, so sure. Yeah, that's the yeah, I have some stuff there. If all goes well, I'll bring my stuff on board. But oh, that's Bert right back there, and he points to the cat there, who just sort of like kind of like looks up and just looks at everyone just like one at a time. Just
yes.
goes back to just like resting his head in the paws there, just like going to sleep.
I'll point at the owl like sitting on my shoulder. Yes, this is my familiar. It is a fire elemental. And then this, and I'll put it on my chest where the like spider is like. Uh, this is my homunculus. I too have yes, companions. Uh, yes.
Oh well, yeah, he's not really a companion, more of a friend, you know. We've been together now for quite a long time, so yeah, I think uh, I'm sure everyone will get along. This is just great, and as the cat person and the bird person and the person with an owl on his shoulder and the cat on the deck there are just like all looking kind of looking at each other like, oh boy, we got a zoo going here.
Quite the
So.
menagerie.
Uh, so,
Yes.
as you kind of like, Audrey's like, where's that workshop again?
Oh, yes, Miss Audrey, if you would please follow me.
So
It is
she's
good
good.
to meet everyone officially, as I was unconscious the last time I was aboard. So, hello, and
Good to meet you
follow me,
too.
please.
Yeah. We'll talk more soon, I'm sure. Always good to have the mechanics and the pilot know what they're doing with each other, so we can get the most out of our situation. What?
Oh,
What are
And
you laughing at?
down under decks.
so, okay, Audrey just kind of like smiles and keeps going there. Audrey does have her full like pack overside there. It's over kind of over one shoulder and everything else. So as you sort of show her below decks there and show where the workshop is, and she's definitely happy to look around and see things there. And the rest of you at this point are back together again at the Copperhead and can move off and do other things as you wish. Yeah, so
I think it looks like we have come to the conclusion that we're going to go and do the coin first.
Okay.
And then go to the estate afterwards.
All right. No problem at all. You guys kind of collect your things, get everything settled, and start heading up to the ship as well. And we'll, without incident, really. I mean, there's people on the street. People are busy doing their things there as the morning turns into mid morning. Just the bustling streets and everything else of a beautiful spring day. Um, you head up to the ship, and as you get there, yes, you will see. At that point, yeah,
Elon has fallen asleep on the workbench.
probably. Yeah.
Like head down on the workbench while
Yeah.
Audrey's working.
Aww.
Yeah. So Audrey, so I would just say at that point she'll just sort of like, well, she'll kind of wander off, and well, you like, and so when you guys arrive, you will actually see, up on deck, as you approach there, four people now talking kind of around there. You will see, yes, both Eyes and Ears and Ale, who you know, and Audrey, who you met the previous evening, talking with a dark-haired halfling, who's there just kind of exchanging stories for the most part there, um, and yeah. So as you approach there, immediately as you almost within the moment you guys are come in sight of and see all them, uh, you will see Eyes and Ears just like up waving to you guys. Um, from away, like about the time you can actually make out the four figures talking on the upper deck there, he's already waving to you. So as you approach, you come on board there, and yes, you see the four of them all talking. And he's pause and well, hi there. Welcome aboard, everyone. I guess I saw Eldon, was it? Yeah, the no, and the red-haired one. I guess and the mechanic types there. They went down below decks, and then you're like, he fell asleep. He's passed out on the workbench. I think he's fine.
He
He's
has
just a
been
little
working very hard, hasn't he?
yeah, yeah. It sure seems that way. And Eyes and Ears. Well, we have here. I think potentially we have a potential candidate for our navigator position.
Oh yeah.
Hi there, everyone. My name's Holgarth Ostetter. I'm a navigator, and I understand you're looking for someone to work the maps and charts and stuff for your ship. I'd be happy to do so. Like I said, I tell them I'm between jobs at the moment, and Audrey is visibly hiding a smirk, like just trying to just like um. And she's like, tell them why you're between jobs. Oh, it's kind of embarrassing. Yeah, yeah. Well, I'm between jobs because the ship I was serving on, we put in at port, and I went into town to kind of go check in with my cartographer friend, and kind of got lost in the city.
You broke Ellie.
And you want the navigator position?
Well, I understand. You put me in the sky on the open area there, or on the sea. I can find my way anywhere. put me in a city of this with like it kind of points over there, all those buildings and streets and people and everything else, and I just got turned around. And by the time I got back to the ship, they'd already left without me. So I've been kind of here for the last couple weeks, just looking to get a different take on things and maybe start up a new life. I mean, uh, I swear, uh, I guarantee, once we're up in the air, I can get you wherever you want to go, no problem at all. I got a lot of experience. I got all my tools, and I will need a new set of maps and charts now because they took mine when they flew off. But uh, or if you have some here, I can definitely make use of those and maybe enhance them a little bit here. Um,
We definitely have maps, don't we?
yeah, you
I
do.
think
You
so.
have the. I mean, they're not extensive or like specialized or anything else like that, but they're functional. Um,
Mhm.
yeah. So yeah, I mean, it's just me and Bert, and kind of points to the cat, the big the orange tabby cat on the ground there, and at this point, he just sort of like looks up and like just looks at all of you, and then just kind of back there,
Well,
um,
hello, Bert. Aren't you a fine gentleman?
just sort of like because that slow cat blink, and then just sort of like right there. Obviously, like getting a little bit of sun on the deck there. The planks are all warm and everything else. Just kind of sitting back behind everyone. Um,
What a
yes.
gentleman.
So you get lost in the city, but you can drive and get us anywhere.
Yeah, I mean,
On land and in the air?
oh yeah, I mean, you give me landmarks to go off of and a good map, and I got all my instruments and everything else. I'll get you wherever you need to go, I promise. And it's just navigating through that maze of streets with all those people and everything, and it's a little harder. I just get a little distracted, but there's less distractions when you're up there and or out on the ocean or out in the open countryside. There's a lot more. There's a lot less to distract you.
Quick, what is that side of the boat?
Which way are you pointing?
Left.
Oh, oh, that'd be port.
Okay.
Starboard.
He's good. I like him. We're good. That's the only thing Soren knows about ships.
Sure, yeah. I mean, and you got the fore in the aft, of course. And now I don't know
Wait,
all the terms for
for
the
for what?
fore, the fore deck, and you kind of point to the front of the ship and the
Oh,
aft.
oh,
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
okay.
I always remember it because the aft sounds like ass, and so it's like, yeah, and then
I like him.
I like him too. He's good. We're good to go. All right.
all
Good.
right, yeah, all right, yeah. Well, if you're all good with it, then I'll go ahead and get my stuff, and um, I'll just be, I mean, I'll just be a little bit, but I'll be back real soon. Then I promise.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't
Do
get
you need
lost.
any? Do you need any
Don't get lost.
directions?
Do you want
uh,
somebody to go with you?
no, I actually ended up staying. Yeah, I'm good. I promise. I'm staying at the closest place I could find near the lift, and so um,
Okay.
I think I picked out my landmarks well this time, and I should be all good to go. Um, yeah. Um,
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
and
This guy's great.
so yeah,
I'm going to say to him telepathically, if you get lost, let me know and I'll give you some directions.
he he's like, all right, we'll do. And,
Okay.
and
Out loud or in his head?
No telepath.
he does it out loud, and he's like, um, but, and he pauses for a moment. Wait a minute, who said that?
That would be me.
Oh, good. That's easy to remember then, right? Okay, yeah, I'll be back in
Easy.
just a minute with my stuff.
Huh?
Well, you got the dark furred cat person, and then the white furred cat person, and there's the orange real cat. It's As Bird is like walking along to the side now. He gets up there and like pads along with him.
Oh,
Yep.
Bert, don't you let him get lost.
yeah, but you bring him
The
back.
cat actually like looks back at you, Sora, and just sort of like blinks once and then just turns and walks with him as he's leaving.
Did he seriously understand me? Do I speak to cats now? Well, besides you,
You've been talking
Amethyst.
to me.
All right. So you guys are all on the ship at this point, nearby. So yeah, it's just parked up there in there. You do know at some point, Sterosh, along with Una and Amir, should be by. So they agreed to stop by, basically be on board tomorrow, essentially to meet up there. So you can definitely. You didn't set a specific time somewhere. But they said they would be here today. So
Mm,
um, as far as you know, they're all
Excuse me.
set. So you're on the ship. Audrey's like, he's kind of funny. I like him, and Ail's like, yeah, I like him too. He should be a fun time.
I like him
Um,
too.
yeah, I think. I mean, assuming
I like
assuming he
Bert.
really does know what he's doing, but I navigators are kind of spacey anyway. Sometimes they're kind of off in their own world. Sometimes I've met a couple like him before.
Cool.
wait, okay.
Hmm.
hmm
I mean, if he turns out to not be very good at being a navigator, I'm sure we can find him another job.
If he can find it.
Sure, he'll be fine.
So, you are all together there. Audrey's like, Uh, if you go double decks there, yes, Eldon is like passed out on the workbench. Basically, the stool is kind of a little set up on the side in the main cargo hold there, kind of tucked up on the side of the ship. There's a little workbench, lots of tools and stuff, and Eldon's just like just kind of passed out there. There is a blanket kind of like stretched over top of him,
Oh,
um, as he just like,
Oh, baby.
I'll
um,
go over and gently wake him up and say,
Mm.
Aldon, are you feeling up to today?
Variably, like he'll like kind of like, oh, um, ah, oh, I was just speaking with Miss Audrey. Uh,
That was
hmm,
a couple of hours ago.
oh, um, yes, oh, I sometimes get lost in my work, and then I suffer for it for a couple of days. Uh, so,
Yeah.
yeah,
um,
brush a little gear that stuck to your cheek there, and
yeah,
brush it off and
yeah, and
plank onto the bench.
like my
Are we
beard is
sure we want
like,
to do this coin thing while Eldon isn't at his best? We might need him at 100% for the coin thing, especially as it's going to be, you know.
Oh, what does Eldon think?
um, well, uh, yes, I, hmm, it
You
could
think we
present some difficulties. Uh, I may be able, um, but it, hmm, it could be rather difficult. I would much rather have a full day of sleep and be at my 100% if we're going to tackle a shadow demon.
could we not hit up a priestess again? Or a cleric that we know
Uh,
brought us back to life?
That's on the other side of the continent.
Yeah, totally is, but whatever. There's
I'm
gotta
just
be
saying.
one here.
I mean,
They got the other temple that I hang out in all the time. They gotta do something other than hide magic items in the basement.
um, I could
That's Moses'
assist.
task.
Uh, however, it may be better if we do speak with a temple to see if one of the priests could possibly handle the banishment. Although I could still do it. Uh, there may just be other difficulties.
We go hit up the church.
I mean, you do also. I mean, you I mean, you have the day before you, so I mean, it's at this point we're probably around 11 o'clock. So,
Hmm.
just based on the time of traveling and talking and selling and everything else. Um, so, uh, there had been talk of speaking with the syndicate. Didn't know if you still wanted to do that.
No, that's after we save the people.
Yeah, we're going to try and deal with the people first before we ask them any favours.
Okay.
If Sora wants to do that, because I'm not sure she's 100% comfortable asking for favours for her brother right now. But we'll see.
It's just a little weird though. Like we haven't seen each other. I thought he was dead. He's not dead. And then he's also married. Then I died, and then he yelled at me. Then the last time we saw him, we were at a wedding, and now he's asking for favors. Like I don't know. It's just
It's a
awkward.
complicated sibling relationship. I mean, you know.
Siblings. Doris is fine. All you have to do is give her a book, and she leaves you alone. It's my sister, if you recall. Hmm.
Yeah, I do. I do.
I
I
don't
like.
get it. But let's go get him fixed and deal with the coin and the missing peoples first.
Okay, this is the plan then. We'll try to get Alden fixed. If we can't, we'll leave the coin for tomorrow. If we can, we'll deal with the coin now, then go to the estate, try and track down what's happening to the missing people from the Shadow Syndicate thing, and then think about asking for a favour for your brother.
Yeah, it'll give me time.
Okay.
Okay. So, to move things along here, you will be able to take Eldon, uh, and you could. I mean, you're awake enough. You just can definitely feel dragging a little bit, and you're a little bit fuzzier in the head than
Oh
normal.
yeah.
But you're able to move around there. You guys,
This is a normal feeling. It's an
Yeah.
unfortunate one.
yeah, it's bad timing for it. Yeah. So you head on down along River Street all the way down to the Temple of Light. Thora, you can find one of the priests there that is willing to alleviate Eldon's exhaustion. It's not very difficult. Essentially, just kind of a soothing magics and divine magics there that sort of kind of help clear your head. And while you're not feeling rested, you're not feeling the effects of your exhaustion at this point there. Um, and so you are able to you find yourself there. um the priests are all again, you all find yourselves, if you go into the Temple of Light, it's very calm, very peaceful, just sort of a gentle lighting everywhere. Who's okay? Oh yeah, sorry. Okay.
Yeah.
um Uh, if you're outside again, this is kind of this part of this area of town isn't super busy, except for looking across the way where the docks are. It's very busy across the way, but this little section here is fairly quiet, where these people are kind of coming and going there. They tend to be more busy across the way. But you find yourselves here, um, um, with Eldon restored. What would you like to do next? Moving on or heading somewhere else? Or talking to folks here?
I'm just going to telepathically say to Hogarth, are you all right? Are you not lost or anything?
No, no, I'm good. Bert and I, we just gathering up my stuff. Um, we're all good here. We're gonna probably grab a bite to eat and then head back to the ship. And so we'll hopefully see you a little later on.
Yeah, we're just going to go and take care of some stuff. But yeah,
Sounds
see
good.
you back in a bit.
Good, good. Yeah. So yeah, not a problem. Sorry, I'm just trying to look up something real fast. I forgot. I
Tell
have too
Bert I
many.
said hi.
Hmm? Oh yeah,
I love Bert.
there it is. Good. Yeah, good. Thought so. Yeah. So you find your anything you want to do while you're here, or you want to head back, or what's the plan from here?
Actually, can I ask at the temple?
Mhm.
Do they know who is what's the word? The most prominent priest or priestess of Ion in the lands?
Hmm. I mean, um, so the priest, attending priest there is like, we don't deal directly with them as much, but I know there is a prominent presence within Dravier, the Grand Academy. They sort of have a bit of uh, a bit of sway over the comings and goings of the students there. And of course, the materials are curated mostly by the priestesses, priests, and the clergy of Ione. Um, Here, there's not as many. Um, there's no formal temple to Ione um, specifically. I do know that some are associated with the Lyceum. Some help in various capacities as advisors throughout the area, but they don't have a centralized temple here. No reason not to, as far as I'm aware. They just um, never really formed a permanent um, location, I
We're
guess.
we're having some technical difficulties.
Oh, me or someone else?
Sora.
Oh, I think she's back. Can you hear us?
Um,
She's back. She just didn't. She's just asking what she missed.
Okay.
oh, it's the
Cameras now,
camera
isn't it?
is. Yeah, the camera is.
Oh, yeah, I see.
Huh? Oh,
The cameras need to be reset. Okay.
Yeah.
weird.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure it'll get fixed soon. We'll be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird. That's
Okay.
odd.
Okay. Yeah, but you can hear okay, so yes. I assume. Okay. Can you hear okay, Nance?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Just making sure. Because
Mhm.
all right. Okay, so cameras will get fixed soon, I'm sure. But for the moment, uh, yeah. Anything else? Whoa, here we go. We're all good now. Cool. Yes. Yeah. Uh, so yeah. Um, Again, they never really formed a permanent temple here in Port Oris. Not sure why that is exactly.
Yeah. Well, thank you for the information. Well,
Yeah, of course, of course. Um, you've your assistants here with the. He pauses for a moment there and just in a lower voice. Your assistance with the Vault of Light earlier was very appreciated. Young man in question is performing his various tasks for penance and such. But I think everything will be fine.
Mm,
Okay.
I say a quick prayer and then we can leave.
Okay. Uh,
More of a make sure we don't die prayer than a prayer.
yeah. Look, look over us, please. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're gonna go do something stupid again. Mm-hmm.
Yep. Um.
not stupid.
Yeah. You know what you're doing. Come on.
Totally. Yep.
Got this locked down. Um.
Did this
All right.
whole once before. We got this.
Yeah.
Was
Um.
something that wanted to leave.
Yep. We're not sure this one wants to.
uh. Okay.
Oh.
Then. Yeah. Just. I just because it's been a while. You do know that there are supposed to be according to what you were told before, a couple of coins in the Vault of Light as well.
Yeah, that's in the basement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there should be three of them, shouldn't there?
There should
Or
be
there
three.
was.
Yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
three of them.
So what I'm thinking is if this goes well, we could ask the curators if we could take one out at a time and deal with them, or we could just leave them down there. But like they've already had one security breach.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've already got
I-
a note from the Lyceum to enable us to get them out if when we need them. But yeah, definitely after we deal with this one at a time would be a
Mhm.
good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Makes sense. Okay. Um, all right. In that case, yeah, you're able to, Eldon, you feel a little more spring in your step there. You see, I mean, you're still tired, but the worst of the effects are gone at least. So you feel like you're clear
I'm
headed
at
enough
my
to be able to do what you need to do.
normal state of exhaustion.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh, Elmi.
Sleepy, not exhausted.
Right.
But your brain is still racing and everything else kind of back to normal. It's weird because literally when that effect hits, oh my gosh, we have a new player in the mix. That's great.
We're getting them young. We're getting them
Yep,
young.
yep,
Oh.
absolutely.
Either that or Bernie went backwards in time.
Yes. The part of Amethyst will now be paid by Kaylee. So, yeah, the second that spell kind of washed over you there, Eldon, it literally just kind of felt like all of that, like your brain started moving the normal speed, everything else is sort of happening the way it normally does for you.
Perfect.
And you're able to head back up too. You want to head up. So, is the plan to head to the Druid Circle to do this, or do you want to pick a
Yeah.
different spot? Okay.
Yes. High noon? Yes. Let's do this thing.
Yeah, right around noon's about right there when you guys get there. It's probably a little bit after noon itself there, but yeah, you're still within that noon hour at least. Um, as you get to the circle, it is quiet and peaceful. The um, sense of nature is strong, but not unnatural at all. Just sort of very it's just sort of that soft whisper of wind through the trees to the south there, little chittering of animals off in the distance that you can kind of hear. But the circle itself is just very calm and peaceful. As you approach, what would you like to do? And I just realized here we are in the wilderness, and so let's go ahead and get some sounds going here. Yeah.
So, last time we did this, we were all contributing to it.
Well, not all of us, but yeah.
Yes. Well, Lucas, myself, and Amethyst. And I believe that we will be doing the same thing this time. So, let us prepare then, yes?
Yeah.
So there is a stone slab in sort of the middle of the stone ring there. You can definitely set the kind of set the book or hold off till you have everything being prepared. Corbin and Sora, the two of you are kind of looking on and keeping watch of things. It's there's nobody out here really. It's quiet and peaceful. But is there anything you would like to try to attempt as well to help?
I don't think that there's anything that I could do. Oh, that consecrate spell that we looked up. I think I might do that.
That we created. This
Uh,
edition.
it's not a recreate, it's a brought back to D&D because it should have never left in the first place.
Well, it's,
I mean, you're not wrong.
Right?
well, we all know the reason it does because D&D doesn't do alignments like it used to.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good versus evil thing, and it's like, well, it's
Mm-hmm.
extra planar versus planar. So, I would say, with the similar, essentially it's a specialized use of ceremony. We'll just call it that, in that it will essentially any beings of extra planar origins will have will be weakened. Will be weakened somewhat by it.
I like the spell in the chat there, Jim, if you can see it.
Okay.
Yep, that's what I'm doing.
Sure.
Maybe when we redo this, we should do undead and demons, or devils. Fae.
Fiends.
Yeah, fiends.
Probably
That's
not.
what
Yeah, I would rule in this case there that Fae in a Druid circle would not be harmed by this.
Right. Yeah, for sure.
So essentially, you do add, while there is sort of a Fey presence within the circle there's now sort of a somewhat celestial presence as well, kind of reinforcing that aspect. So yeah, definitely. Um, as you prepare, then, so Lucas, what is so as they get out there, what are you going to do?
Same as we did last time.
So
When we're ready, obviously.
Yeah.
Get the book out, get the coin out, separate them.
the second you have both of them out there, you definitely just hear the and unlike when you were in the chamber there, you can't really see the chain like there's you don't have a visualization of it. You definitely can kind of feel that connection, but you don't necessarily see it as a visual like chain like structure between the two of them. But you can sense that it's there, and we'll worry about that another time. Yeah, I think we're all good. But yeah, and the rest of you, now that you have this all present there, you can sort of feel that presence as well in the air. So, um, as before, essentially, it was a series of sort of dispelled magic, and to kind of break either end of it. So, Lucas, you have dispel magic, and Amethyst, you have dispel magic.
I also have dispel magic.
Okay.
Yeah.
So effectively, you'll need to have breaking the chain from the coin, breaking the chain from the book, and then at that point, Zathor should be loose and able to be banished. So we can go ahead and coordinate this. Who wants to do the spell check?
Oh, yeah. Who does?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I don't mind.
I was doing.
Um,
I was doing the bookend, wasn't I?
Yep.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did the bookend.
So-
And I was hoping if one of them fails.
Sure.
I was
Amethyst, who did you cast Shield of Faith on?
Me?
Okay, I'm gonna do it on to Lucas.
Okay.
I've got
All right.
my new mana tech bracelet
Yeah.
that lets me
So
cast.
she activates it through her bracer.
Nice.
Before we do this, I am going to go ahead and activate my all-purpose tool, and I'm going to pick up Eldritch Blast.
Okay.
Force damage, just in case.
Alden, now is not the time to get your tool out.
I'm going to take my tool
Wait
out.
till you go back to Audrey later.
Real quick on the side there, I'm gonna skin this a little bit differently for you, Eldon, because it makes a lot of sense. Your actual the you basically had needed materials to make this thing for yourself while you're doing this, and effectively it's sort of a mini Mizium generator. You have a little Mizium core at the end of it there that will manifest the various tools that you want to use for it, and you can configure a cantrip there. So basically, it's almost like a micro Mizium apparatus.
Oh, super fun.
Yeah.
All about that.
So yeah, you definitely you took the idea there, and as you're working on the Mizium there, you kind of just a tiny bead of Mizium is all you needed for this to make this work.
Perfect.
So,
Super fun. Love it.
all right. So then, Lucas, we'll go ahead and start with you making your dispel spell check.
It's an ability check, is it?
This is an ability check. Spell casting, so a spell casting modifier check, essentially. Yeah.
Do I think it would help if I upcast Dispel Magic? Or would it still be the same?
It probably would. You're just not sure how high you can go with it. 'Cause-
That's what I was thinking of doing.
yeah. So I mean, effectively, it should still. You don't know how high the spell effect is exactly.
Right. Well,
Give me an Arcana check to see if you can determine it, because you did do this once before, so maybe we'll see what level you would need to cast it at.
not that good.
You're not sure exactly. It's definitely higher than normal because you had to cast it. You had to actually physically make the test for Dispel Magic to do it. So it's obviously higher than 3. I would say based on the 14, you think it's higher than 5, but you're not sure how much higher.
I will cast Dispel at 6th level.
Okay. You do still need to make the check, but let's see. Yep. So it is higher. It is higher than 6.
Ooh, they went very good.
All right. Let's just see. Amethyst, go ahead and make your check.
So what is happening at this exact moment?
So at this point, Lucas has the book. He's sort of trying to detach the chain from the book end of it. Amethyst is trying to detach the chain from the coin end, as the coin is sort of at this point. Would say the coin is like sitting on the ground at her feet rather than holding on to it, obviously.
Mhm.
So let's go ahead and make your spellcasting ability check.
Is it just a straight charisma check?
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow.
All right. So you just immediately kind of look down at it there, and you just sort of like almost like contemptuously, just like, and just shatter the end from your end there, and you kind of feel that kind of come loose. Eldon, you're keeping tabs on this here, and you will see. Again, you can't see it, but you can definitely feel the presence of the untethered magic on one end, still tethered on Lucas's end. So you can, if you wish, jump in and try to dispel that.
Oh no. And then I will stretch out my hand and try and rip that. Oh no.
Yes.
Oh no.
There is a problem. Okay. Both Lucas and Eldon make me a dexterity save with disadvantage.
Can't use your inspiration.
I mean, you guys have inspiration. You want to use it.
Come
I
on.
was wanting to save it for
Okay.
the check for
Yep.
dispel.
Go on, I'll use my inspiration.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, if bad things
Oh,
happen,
my.
bad things happen.
Never mind.
Okay. In that case, yeah, both dex save. Wow. Okay then.
Oh, this is a really bad
This
day.
is-
That's a natural 1, y'all.
It sure is. How about you there, Lucas? Okay.
16.
Okay. So Eldon,
Scary.
you are
Scary.
going to take 25 points of psychic damage as something you just kind of feel this impact of something that just races through and it explodes into your mind as you just feel this like almost like a scream of power and voices and just tearing into your mind there. Lucas, you're going to take 12 damage as it's sort of like as you sort of like just barely it sort of grazes you, and you recognize the sound. You recognize that cacophony of voices you've heard before, and so you're able to brace yourself against it just enough to be able to take it there. You guys can attempt again to dispel this thing and break the tether. Amethyst, from your end, as you see this, you kind of see like that it's sort of like you watch as you just, and the power sort of comes loose and you just suddenly see Lucas and Amethyst, Lucas and Eldon recoil as something has snapped back at them, and it's just sort of, and I would say based on your psychic abilities, there's definitely psychic energy just like flaring around. Effectively, it's kind of like a fire hose almost. It's just this tether like flashing around in the air that you can almost visualize. Okay, uh, Lucas, you you kind of force yourself to act through the pain there and recast. And this time, you manage to. It's not so much shattering the chain; it's almost like bending the link enough that it just kind of comes loose. Um, it's it's just that one kind of pulling apart that link that's holding it to the book there, and it's and as it's flailing around there, it just comes loose. And as soon as it does, Amethyst, as you're watching, the ground around you darkens, like just becomes just a spreading shadow out from beneath you there. And Eldon, you can see sort of Amethyst's just everything, the air around Amethyst, the ground around Amethyst, and the ground around the coin is just getting dark as this creeping shadow sort of like starts to spread out from the coin.
Okay. Come for me.
So, Arcana check
Sure.
is my Mizium generator starts whirling up.
Yeah.
Okay, we're good. Yep, we're good.
Okay. Amethyst, as Eldon is, you can see that the arcane power building up in his generator in his back there as he's kind of forming the spell to do with it there. You will see kind of the form of this shadowy humanoid shape rising up from that as you step back from it there and just, I going to enjoy this. As it starts to reach out toward you. And Eldon, go ahead and it is a saving throw for him. Is that? Yeah, banishment?
Yeah, he gets, but we are in bright light.
Yes, we are.
Yep.
So
And also in the consecrated area as well. So
yeah,
what's
so
saving throw making?
DC 19 charisma saving throw.
Let's just see. 19 charisma saving throw with disadvantage. As it sort of like reaches out there, and Amethyst, you kind of see this, the face, kind of the kind of face and the white spots. There aren't so much a as a white color. It's sort of like the absence of the shadow where the two eyes are, and it just sort of like looms over you. You see sort of almost like a mouth opening up from the shadow as well as it comes up there, and then as the spell takes effect there, it's just torn apart, and you just see sort of like all the shadow and everything else just shred away, leaving it quiet. Eldon, you managed to like as there's nothing stopping you at this point.
Maintaining concentration,
Maintain the concentration there.
Pouring in sweat.
Yes.
Like yes.
As soon as that both ends of that chain were separated there, that psychic energy just dissipated around you guys. So you're able to kind of maintain. Nothing is currently attacking you. You hold that and maintain the concentration, and after a minute, you feel that pressure. Effectively, let's just see. It's gonna make it just a couple other saves to see if it can kind of push back through. Nope. You feel the force like kind of pushing into you as it's trying to kind of like tear its way back into this world as you hold it aside there. And on the third, you just managed to maintain enough there that the last traces of shadow around the coin fade, and a platinum coin just lies there glinting in the sun as everything is quiet.
I'll do.
Did it work?
I'll do detect magic on it. A ritual.
Magic. It is magical.
We know
The
it's
coin.
magic anyway, don't we?
Yeah, the coin itself is still magical. Yes.
Eldon will take off his goggles, rub his eyes. Okay. Nothing is pushing back from the other side. That's it. He's done. He's gone.
Okay.
Okay.
You
Yeah.
sure?
I'll put the book away first, first and
Okay, you're
foremost.
sure.
Good thing.
Have a look at the coin.
Okay. As you pick it up, you can definitely feel it looks identical to the coin of fortune, as far as you're aware. Not sure what it does exactly, but it definitely just sits calmly in your hand. No strange energy, no pull, no nothing happens when you pick it up.
Can I do an Arcana check to see what magic is on it still?
Yes.
I can.
Good. Yeah.
Mr. Lucas, I can actually identify the object
Mhm.
to ascertain its magic. If you would just give me 1 moment, I'll reach in my bag
Yeah.
of holding, pull out my ritual cog thing. I'll give it a couple spins and start
Okay.
ritual casting identify.
Absolutely. Effectively, what you will sense from it is obviously dark. There's still a dark energy to it. It is still bound to shadow in some way, and it does it once per day. Um, while holding the coin there, you can cast Cause Fear. If you attune to it, it will provide additional benefits. But it's one of those you get to kind of be holding it for a while before you can attune to it. It's not an instantaneous thing there. You sense that there is more power to it beyond just that. But once per day, Cause Fear.
So, a small thing, Mr. Lucas, is this does have a rather powerful enchantment. I can only gather so much, but holding it will allow you the ability to cast fear. There is additional things that can be done, just as the coin of luck had additional properties. This maintains those as well, although I cannot ascertain them at this time.
Well,
Okay.
so there is that. The coin of shadow has been cleansed.
Yay! Good job,
Yeah.
everyone.
So, again, it's only took about a minute or so for this all to happen. It felt like a lot longer as this just desperation and craziness all happened there. But you look and the sun is high in the sky. It is quiet and peaceful in the space there. And as the last lingering traces of shadow fade away, and the consecration from Thora's ritual casting there, the day is calm. Birds are chirping, and what would you like to do?
Every time when you say the birds are chirping, I just think Amethyst chattering like a cat at the birds.
Yep.
Does anyone in particular want the coin?
I can hold on to it maybe to see its additional properties, as I do like looking at these fascinating magical items.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fine. I'll give it to Eldon.
So hold on. It feels cool to the touch. Just yeah, just there's sort of just a slight chill to the metal that seems to always be present. No matter how long you hold it, it doesn't quite go away. But yeah, I mean,
I'll put it in my front little pouch there.
sure thing.
Front of my person.
Okay. So what would you all like to do now?
Do you want to head up to the estate that we were looking for? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
Everybody got their saddles with them. Apart from obviously Lucas, who doesn't need hers.
Lucas
Yes.
does still
I
have his
don't-
saddle as well. Yeah.
I don't have one either.
Yep.
So you know.
Sora doesn't need one either.
No,
Mm.
you've got your horse.
I
Okay.
do. It's a pretty horse too.
All right.
Is,
So-
does it have wings?
Does
I will
not have one.
summon mine.
Okay. Excellent. You watch as Lucas kind of casts a spell and essentially just sort of kind of fading into existence. Just sort of this white horse, wings, brilliant, and in the sunlight, it just sort of slowly comes into existence and solidifies there in the grass. The Pegasus.
I will get the boarding out my bag of holding and attach it.
You see Lucas go ahead and pull out some custom-made barding for it and just kind of put it on there and put the straps on. The horse the Pegasus just sort of calmly waits while he does this. And pretty soon there's armor on the horse. And you guys all summon up your horses as well, or what you need to do, and you are all set.
My goat.
Yep, you have your goat. Sora, your sort of starry-looking horse. Kind of bluish horse with almost like stars in the on the coat. And with this with the I believe black horse.
Yeah.
And Torben with a basic I believe it was like a Palomino kind of thing.
It's only a black horse because there's no such thing as a purple one.
True.
Um,
I mean, Sora could make hers purple if she wanted to, but
no, it's blue.
yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
It's a magical horse, summoned horse, or it makes that.
No, it's a celestial looking horse. Like it
Yes.
looks like you were looking up at the stars at night. That's what my horse looks like.
Nice.
My God, it's full of stars.
Right?
Nice.
So, you don't know exactly where you're going. You know that the estate is north of the city, and it's supposed to be on the river itself. So, you find yourselves actually following the road. So you'll have to get across the river, which isn't impossible, but is a little bit tricky in spots. You'll kind of find various places to cross and get over along the road. It takes the better part of an hour or so, just kind of unless you're like charging up the road. But I mean, it's a couple miles, it's a few miles away, and so unless you want to run the horses hard, it's gonna take about an hour or so to get there. Lucas, are you flying up above, or are you just gonna stay on the ground with the rest?
Yeah, I will fly up.
Okay.
Just
So Lucas,
yeah.
yep. So Lucas kind of is able to get an aerial view, and I would say from your higher vantage point there, you're able to see in the distance along the river there. After a time, there is definitely a walled off estate of some kind. You see the kind of a low stone wall, maybe 6 feet high or so, roughly, based on their manicured trees and everything else. Beyond that wall, a gatehouse of some kind that you can see, and a large manor house there, and some other trees and everything else set aside. Hard to say exactly what you're seeing until you get a little closer, but effectively. The house is set probably a good 100 yards or so away from the actual gate. The road does sort of stop at a gate there, and does continue northward, kind of around the essentially turn things sideways here. The road sort of goes along and has a turn that'll go toward the gatehouse where the house is laid out there, and then continues northward along the river there, following the curve. And one thing that takes a little bit of time is that the river winds quite a bit. It's known as a serpentine river for a reason, is that it just kind of like winds back and forth. And while the distance is only about 3 or 4 miles by air, it's probably a good 5 miles to follow the road as it follows the curve of the river going up there. So, as you approach, you see again wall, gatehouse, large estate about 100 yards back away from the wall itself. Some gardens of some kind that you can see.
Did they say the estate had gone quiet? Basically, they couldn't. There was no.
Yeah, I mean, according to the little you heard about, because you haven't talked to the actual syndicate to find out what the deal was specifically, other than the rumors you heard.
I thought we did.
Did you?
Yeah, I thought we talked to somebody from the syndicate about it.
Trying to remember how you did that. So
That's how we heard about it.
Torben
you heard about it. That's right. Torben did pull some of that. That's what it was. Okay, so yeah. So what you'd heard that essentially that from that person at least, that the syndicate had someone that is usually there that went quiet, and they sent they sent 2 others up there to see what happened, and they never reported in. So a total of 3 people have gone missing from the syndicate at least. From that sky, you don't see anything wrong particularly. Like the gates looks like intact. The house looks intact, immaculate. There's nothing on the grounds to indicate there's some sort of a problem. There's nothing you see specifically. You don't see people running around, but I mean it's a big private estate out in the countryside, miles from the city. So, I mean it's not like it's gonna be a bustling hub of activity or anything else. But you don't see anyone at the gatehouse itself. You don't see anyone walking the grounds or anything beyond.
So there's no way to get in if there's no one at the gatehouse.
I mean, you could go try to open the gate or try to go over the wall. The wall's only about 6 feet high. It's not hard to get over.
You're on
Oh,
a Pegasus.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
Lucas,
no, I mean
the
normal.
rest of the yeah.
Anyone else coming up to the house?
Yeah.
Like delivering stuff. Whatever.
Yep.
And we're still like a couple of miles away, right?
I would say
Things
at this point
flying
you're in view of the walls and everything else. You can kind of see where the road, essentially. So we'll kind of say that you're probably from the road where it splits off to go to the estate, is probably about a half mile back. So you can kind of see the walls, see the gatehouse, see the roof of the estate beyond. It's a large two-story mansion style house beyond the walls. You can definitely see beyond there. And Lucas, with getting a little bit of a fly up above there, you're going to see between the house, and I'm just going to show you kind of what the house looks like from above. You'll see sort of this large mansion, some grounds. So from the air is what you're seeing. Large open terrace, some fountains on either side in front of large doors in the front. Some sort of enclosed patio areas and seeing things out the backside. And then off to the right, that manicured garden area you're seeing, you will see a large hedge maze that you can see from the air. Kind of an opening at the base, kind of here, into a large... And you can see this from above there, seeing this maze of hedges and such.
Which way is the entrance?
At the bottom. Yeah, it's not you don't really see, like from the air you can't really see it. It's more, there's like an archway cut into the hedges to enter through the base there. So from the view, as you kind of fly by it, you can see the opening, but from above you can't see where the opening is. But it's right in that center there. Some sort of like a bench or some kind of in the front area here. Just a maze of hedges beyond that.
It's a little odd. There's normally those sort of mazes. There's something in the middle that you find your way to, isn't there?
Yeah.
like a
Give me
gazebo or something.
Give me a perception check. It is odd. I mean, you spend a lot of time in hedge mazes. They don't have very many of them in Old Karoon, but you know the concept behind them.
Yeah.
And you'll notice with your perception something odd as well. It's almost like, well, here and here look identical. The bushes don't quite match up the way they should. There's just an odd sort of like the bushes on the outside of the hedge mage don't line up with the bushes on the inside. There's like somewhat overgrown shrub on the outside there,
Hmm.
and almost the same thing back here. Like these shrubs don't match up with the trees and shrubs in the back corner. Something looks off.
I noticed the two
Mhm.
middle sections, for the want of a better word, are identical.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Both sides.
Both sides.
Yeah. It is. As you kind of fly above you, it just looks weird. Like it shouldn't. Like it doesn't quite fit. It doesn't quite line up.
In fact, those first three sections are all identical. Once
Yeah.
you get past
Yeah.
the first bit. Hmm.
That is weird. I'll fly back to the rest of the group.
Okay. Right. So, as you guys are outside, sort of back on where the road splits off toward the gatehouse there, as Lucas flies back in there, lets you know. The house, as far as you can tell, in the flyby there is no smoke from the chimneys. There you don't see any people walking around the grounds outside there. It's the middle of the day, so you can't tell about lights or anything else. But you don't see any movement really, as far as you can tell. So without you're gonna, I mean, how close do you want to get to the building itself? I guess would be my question there. You're kind of flying up above, seeing all this from up above a ways.
I'll wait for the rest of the group before I get too
Okay.
close.
All right. So you
But
let them
then
know about.
Did I say anything on the roof? Because it seemed to be quite a large flat area on the roof.
Yeah. Essentially, I'll come put you back to there real quick. Yeah, just sort of a large flat space on the roof there. It's sort of a it's really it is a two-story mansion. This being sort of a little balcony off on the second story, and a big flat roof on top.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll put you. I'll leave you there for the moment at least. So what would you like to do?
I'll
So you
land
were
near the
gonna
gate.
open up that front. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
I was going to say I'll land near the gate and then wait for everyone else. Yeah.
Yeah. You see Lucas land up by the gate there, and guess can start riding up that way toward him. You're there in a minute or two. All together again. The gate is closed. It looks intact. It doesn't look damaged. Doesn't look messed up. It's not really meant for like guards so much to be at. Although I mean, you could have someone waiting inside or whatever. But there's not like isn't like a guard house kind of thing. It's just a big wrought iron gate. Um, uh, um, it does appear to be bolted and such. I mean, so you assume to be locked based on there is a lock on essentially big double opening. These gates open sort of in the middle and actually open inward, but there is definitely a very hefty looking lock on it. Well,
So it's locked and there's no one at the gatehouse.
nope.
It's a bit weird.
Mr. Torben, would you mind picking this?
Ew.
All right, Torben. So you head up to the gate there.
Started on that. Give me a second.
Sure thing.
Slowly.
No worries. So as you approach, you will notice, because your passives are high enough, there is definitely something. While the gate is obviously has a very present lock, there's also a faint tingle of energy over the gate as well. You would assume, based on that, some sort of a maybe magic of some kind, or potentially a trap of some kind, or whatever. Just a, like, so.
Actually, one moment, please. Before you go touching that, Mr. Lucas, I will ritual cast detect
Torben.
magic.
Sure.
Torben, yeah.
Torben, as you go to get work out there, kind of looking at there, getting that energy. Eldon will say there is magic present. So I would say the two of you can go give me investigation checks. No worries. Yeah, good investigation checks as well. I'll hold on to that roll you made because that was a good roll. It didn't come through in roll 20, but I did see it there.
Yeah. Okay. Because it keeps kicking me out of roll 20 and everything else,
Yep.
including D&D. I don't know what's going on.
Not fun.
Tell me about it. Especially when we're, yeah. Anyway, you said investigation, right? That's going to be with advantage.
Yep, sure is.
So one thing I get advantage of. Yep.
That's all right.
I thought it rolled automatically. It's a natural 20 anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Excellent. Okay. So so with your detect magic there, you will see definitely there's a layer of spells there. Eldon, detect magic is still active on you there. There's at least two spells. One of which is sort of a divination, one of which is sort of an evocation, kind of layered over top of each other. With the Torben, with your investigation check there, you can see there's definitely within the lock itself, there is some sort of a strange magical effect inside the lock, and across the, because again, the gate opens inward, and sort of the lock is sort of like almost bisected by the actual gate itself. There is a faint trail of magical energy across the split between the two halves of the lock. And so with it 20, the natural 20, you kind of look at this and go, oh, there's some sort of a divination type thing, maybe an alarm kind of thing that would activate across there if it's pushed open, and then whatever is inside there would go off. Some kind of boom, some kind of discharge of something.
Right.
There's definitely two effects that you're seeing there. Now with your tools there, I would say you're able to kind of like very carefully with the tools you have in place there, are able to sort of sprinkle in some the right kind of powder that you have in your kit, and a slight little push and pull to disable that divination-based alarm effectively. I'll need a separate check with your tools to actually pull the to discharge the evocation effect.
Okay. Come on. Boom, boom, boom. Boom. Okay, I want to try that again.
No worries.
There we go.
Nice.
I only got
Okay.
11, so 24.
No worries. Fine. So I would say that it's not hard to really get in there, and effectively you already got the stuff out there. And you guys are watching as Torben is using tools he hasn't used before. As you normally just see him pull out like lockpicks and just go to town. He's actually pull out little arcane implements and little things like that, and little a silvery knife-looking thing and some strange wire and powders and stuff like that. And he's kind of packing it in the lock there and kind of pushing in there. And you feel the magic enough. It doesn't like go away, but you manage to sort of disconnect it a little bit. And then with those two together there, you sort of like, okay, this is good. Pull out your picks and get to work in there. So one more check there for your luck picks.
Okay. Boom,
Actually,
boom,
pick the
boom.
lock.
Gotcha.
Mr. Torbett, I do not mean to distract you. However, I've never quite thought of using that way. That is fascinating.
I've had to
Yes.
do it a few times, but this is one of the more difficult. Yeah, that's going to be luck. Well, it doesn't matter.
Sure.
It's going to be a 10 anyway, so it doesn't like a
Yeah.
whatever. But
So, but yeah, it was an 18.
I'm going to use it's still a nat 1 though, so that's going to be a
Yeah.
nat 20 instead. So I'm going to take that.
Okay.
It'll be on your 33.
Nice. So you effectively sort of like get in there, and the dust that you put in there to kind of disable the evocation part of it there, you kind of like scrape it out of the way to get to the lock itself at this point there, and then once you get that cleared, you just and this is probably the best lock you've ever seen.
Yeah.
The DC is a 30. so you
Wow.
had to,
Now this happened to
so
like
you got a 31. So it's fine there. So yeah, you just and once you push it, like at first you're kind of like, oh, I can't get it because that's something. You kind of scrape it out of the way and pop it open there, and yep, click. You all hear the audible click as the lock disengages, and you can kind of slowly push open the gate. It does start to creak as you start to push it open. You can pause, pull out your little bit of oil, and put it in
Yeah.
as every good thief is going to have some oil to make things don't creak
yeah.
there. And with your natural 20, you go ahead and just oil the hinges real quick there, and then be able to push the door open without any sound. No alarms go off. No one comes rushing forth. Nothing happens as far as anyone sees. But the estate grounds before you are beautiful. All kinds of trees and shrubs and bushes and flowers, all in the height of spring, all various colors. It is beautiful. A little wild looking. Like the grass is a little too long. The shrubs are not quite manicured as you would expect from just the way this is all put aside there. The windows of the mansion ahead of you are curtains are drawn. You don't see motion in. As it is around like actually the point about 1:30, 2 o'clock at this point. It's not. I mean, it's still bright daylight, so you can't really tell about lights or anything else. But you see no movement, as Lucas mentioned. As Lucas has seen, there's no smoke from the chimneys at all. You see no one walking the grounds. But as you look upon the mansion there, we're going to go ahead and go on break here. So real quick, we'll do about a 5-minute break, 5-10 minutes though. Grab some drinks, use the restroom, anything else like that, and we'll be back in just a few minutes.
Sounds good.
Jim.
Well, welcome back, everyone. The party is at the Maltanas estate, the name of the Duchess of, the last name of the Duchess of Port Oris, investigating to see what's been going on here, as a number of members of the syndicate have been reported missing out in this area, and there's been very little contact. What little you do know about this place is that it does. It is obviously remote. It is not meant to be part of the city. It is the family estate, home away from home, we call it there, of the royal family of Port Oris. Um, Other than that, what you do see is a large manor house and manicured grounds all around there, and a massive hedge maze structure off to the right of the house, out there. Other than that, things are quiet. There's not much here, not much going on as far as you can see. The gates have just been opened, successfully disarming both magical alarm and magically damaging traps, and breaking open a very sophisticated lock by Torben. And you have the grounds that open to you at this point. What would you like to do?
I know it's light outside, but just in case, I would like to go ahead and activate my little orb of revealing.
Okay.
It's my little light.
All right.
And
So, what does that look like? I'm not sure how you
yeah. So it looks very similar to the other orbs that I have already, but this one's just a little bit bigger. And it's as I pull it out, I twist a little. I twist it. The other ones I shake. This one I twist, and then I twist back, and then as I press down, a bright light. This one actually is 30 feet, where the other ones are just 5 feet each. So this one is a 30-foot, and it just kind of floats up above me, and then there's a 30 feet of bright light all around me.
Okay. So you guys can see, I mean, even though it's bright, you can definitely see the illumination from this bright orb around there. And are you going to inform people of what it does
Yes.
beyond just light?
So, a very fascinating thing I just developed. I did get the idea from another magical item. However, in between me designing Miss Sora's armor, I actually thought of this. So, we have been dealing with invisible creatures and objects and things like that. And this, and I'll point out to the light, is actually, yes, so it is not my normal light. This one will actually reveal to us invisible creatures and objects. Yes. So I figure it is a good thing, although I will have to recharge it on occasion, but it will be a good thing. Yes.
Just
Except-
keep in
except-
mind there.
Except we can't come invisible if we're near you.
Yes. However, invisible things coming towards us will be revealed.
Yes. So it is just within the radius of that light, correct? So basically that 30 feet around you. So yeah, if you are
everything within 30 feet of range of me. I can extend it to 60 feet.
But why?
But
Oh,
why?
to see things coming.
Yeah. Right, to see things coming. Yeah, if we start hitting invisible things, then this thing is going to get increased to 60 feet.
So
but
as the two
right
people
now,
in the party that go invisible a lot there, just to be aware of this, both
Just to
Torben
be
and
aware.
Lucas, if you're within 30 feet of Eldon when this thing's active, you will be revealed.
yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Aha, good to know.
Yes. So keep that in mind.
Yes.
Now that it's active there, that's something to watch out for. So,
Sorry, I
yeah.
just noticed is Eldon still damaged as well as Lucas? I just realised Lucas is down.
yes. Oh, we did have a big old long walk. Could we have used hit dice?
I'll say yes. I mean, normally you can't do it, but go ahead and burn some hit dice for some hit points back there. You wouldn't get any other abilities back or anything else from a short rest, but I'll let you essentially use minor recoveries and stuff like that. So yeah, you can use your hit dice to recover some hit points.
I have a potion.
Just go ahead and just roll the dice, and we'll just add that to your hit points. It's fine. You don't need to do anything automatically. Just however many you're rolling there. So Lucas 7 points back. Plus your con. Yeah. Okay.
3d8. So 17 plus
Plus your
12.
plus, yeah. Yep. Cool.
So,
Yeah. So
that's
you're
nice.
my
fine.
math.
I clicked 2 and it said 2d8 plus 3, but it only rolled a 1d8. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's good. That's weird.
I'll roll another one.
Yeah, just roll another one and add your con to both of them. So yeah, you're fine now. You're at to full. Okay. So yeah, with your hit dice spent there, you're able to just over the course of kind of taking it easy, taking a breather there. You get your hit points back, and so yeah, you are here at the grounds. What would you like to do?
Do you think we're going to get into combat? Do you want to spend 10 minutes being inspired by Lucas?
I will never not take an inspiration from you.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll.
What are you going to talk about?
Bruno? No, we don't.
We all need to work together. Yeah, no secrets from each other. No hiding things.
Uh-oh.
I will kick him in his chin.
We are family.
No more hiding things.
Yeah.
Then maybe Sora should tell you. I have a fiance.
Really?
I do. I don't know where he
See?
is though.
We are getting ready to steal into Little Royalty's home, and you decide to drop this bomb on us literally 5 seconds before we go break into that door.
Corbin's
No
about
more
to be like, is he in here?
secrets,
Like, but then, yeah.
You said no more secrets, so yeah, maybe I should tell you that one.
I mean,
Maybe I'll spend 10 minutes telling us all of his secrets.
I haven't no secrets. I'm an open book.
Well, keep it closed.
yeah, don't open that book. Don't open that
let
book.
open.
How many? Is it 10 hit points or is it more now? Or is it 15? It's 10 or 15.
17
15.
now.
17.
17.
Yeah.
Good God.
17.
Alright.
Wow.
Yep.
Woo!
So, you see before you the mansion, and you see the hedge maze off to the side there. Other than that, there's a small outbuilding off to the left, kind of like it's almost like more like a tool shed or maybe a servant's quarter. It's hard to say. Compared to the house, it's much smaller. Yeah, there's sort of a small building, sort of the back to the left behind the grounds there. There's sort of a rolling hills, and so the actual walled-in area is quite large. When you look at it there, and you can see and from where you are, it sort of slopes downward a little bit toward the river, and you can see the river, the Serpentine River, kind of back on the back edge of the property, essentially. So, and just barely kind of looking off behind the side there and looking down the hillside. Lucas, you would have spotted this too. There's a small dock on the river there where there's a little boathouse set up. Just enough for a small watercraft of some kind, but it's right on the river itself. Back behind there. So all told, one large building, 2 small buildings, and the hedge maze, which are all the things you see dotted around there. Everywhere else, just sort of rolling hills with grass, shrubs, and trees. But yeah, that's what you see before you.
We're just going to ride up to the house.
But maybe we try the front door, yes?
I think maybe check for traps first. I think maybe detect magic. Or make sure we're not going to get, zapped by anything before we're even in there.
Also, I'm just keeping an eye open for anything that shows up that wasn't there before the light got there, type of thing.
Okay, yeah. As you look all around, you just to see if anything invisible, and you don't see anything offhand. Give me perception checks as you approach. Let's see who notices what.
Sora with her lovely perception scores. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
What it is, natural 20.
Yeah. That +0 coming in handy.
2 of those already.
Yep.
Sora saw nothing.
Sora sees what I just described. The
Yep.
grounds, the building, is up there. Hold on. Let's see. Yeah, I think. Oh, I totally missed because I wasn't looking in there. Where's the log on this? I see the log of rolls. Okay. What did so? I'll have to ask you. What did you roll, Draven? Torben mentioned
For what was I rolling? I think that was the time when we stopped.
perception.
Perception.
Oh, thank you. Sorry, I will right now.
No worries. I just didn't see it. I wasn't on the screen to see it pop
I
up.
did
So.
roll. Yeah,
No
I gotta go back to the app. And then perception. Oh, my tummy. Yeah, man.
No worries. Okay.
It won't come up through roll 20, just to let you know.
Yeah, I'm looking over there, so I'm good. Okay.
That's gonna. I'm re-rolling.
You don't need to. You don't need to.
Okay, good. I'll just take the net. But yeah, it's in that one, so I seen nothing.
Okay. But you're proficient. You're proficient at it though, aren't you?
No, I mean I have a
Yeah.
+4, but I'm not trained in it. No, I'm not.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. All right.
Perception, no. Investigation, of course, but yeah, no.
Right. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. No worries. So you will see. I would say, yeah, you and Sora are just kind of looking at the ground. You're trying to keeping track of any looking for any motion, any enemies, anything out of place, what else that, and don't see anything offhand. Amethyst and Lucas, you both see, again, the blind, the drapes and stuff in the house are closed, and you don't see any motion. You don't see any sense of someone being there. At least there's no people walking back and forth among they're disturbing. There's no motion of the drapes inside. The windows also appear to be closed, so there's no like wafting of a breeze or anything else through open windows or anything else as you approach, either. The fountains on either side here are still. There's no water coming up from there. There's just water. So again, it just seems everything seems very very quiet as you approach, like nobody's here by the look of it there. Eldon, you're sort of back and forth, kind of scanning everything, kind of seeing what's there. And Lucas, I assume you told them about the hedge maze being the weird repeating patterns. Yeah. Okay. Eldon, kind of looking over there, kind of seeing what you can see about that. You will see something kind of shift a little bit. Like as you're walking up and you're looking over there, like there's almost like there's a little bit of a shift in the visual, like you're looking at an illusion of some kind. Like you can see that, like where that hedge and that hedge don't line up, there's sort of as you're looking at kind of looking back and forth a little bit, there's sort of a weird little what's the word I'm looking for? Perspective shift.
Yeah.
That just sort of like doesn't line up right with what you're seeing there. There's definitely something odd about the hedge maze that's drawing your attention, as Lucas pointed out there. Again, no motion specifically that you see, but there's definitely that standing out to you over there. So.
Yes. Mr. Lucas, I do see what you mean. There is most certainly an illusion effect. Look at this. Come here, stand right here. And if you turn your head this way, and then you turn your head this way, it's the perspective changes. Yes.
Yep. And you see there again, like the shrub doesn't like the shrub that you're seeing there on the side there. Like you look this way, it's facing this way. When you look this way, it's not lining up properly with the hedges around it. So there's definitely some sort of strange illusionary effect happening there.
It follows you around like the eyes on Gildo's paintings.
A little bit, yeah.
Right. Check the maze or just go straight to the front door?
I'll go to the maze. What maze? There's a maze?
Yeah, the big wall of bushes over there.
Oh, let's go look at those. Those are pretty.
It's a magic maze.
I think first maybe let's look at the house, and then on the way out maybe look at the maze. Okay. Is what I would think.
All right,
but it is of course up to you guys.
Okay. Well, what you see from the outside as you start to walk to the front door. Again, the front door is closed. There's no sign of anyone present. We can kind of put you kind of just as there is essentially a stairway up to a little first landing. There's a couple of benches here and here. There's stairway up with a couple of fountains on your side and large double doors. Very ornate looking wood, large brass like door pulls and such. Very beautiful looking, all immaculate stone. Um, it's all clean, but still, like you don't see. It doesn't look it doesn't look like it's been abandoned for a long period. But there's no motion again, and the water in the fountains is just still. There's no effect coming from it there. No like actual like a spray of water or anything else from it. As you see as you approach the front. There are windows on either side of the front there.
Are we coming in from the bottom, Jim? Or
Yeah,
okay,
from the
never
bottom.
mind.
Yeah. Oop, that's what. Yeah, so about where everyone is right. Yeah, so basically here, and then there's the stairs up there, so the front door. Uh, you see there is a path going around the right side. And Lucas, you know there's sort of a seating area in the back right, and some sort of an enclosed uh, pen of some kind of the back left that you saw looking around. So
Aminos?
you didn't see any.
Didn't see.
Okay, so there you are. What you want
They
to do?
look like a really creepy Mickey Mouse.
Hmm?
Look like weird. This looks like a creepy Mickey Mouse with a skeleton face.
Okay, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Angry Mickey Mouse.
Yes. Big
Back,
teeth.
back this way is the way to the hedge, right?
To the right. Yeah.
That's
So,
right.
so you see the little pathway here. This is this branches off right here, going off to the right there, and this part goes around the back of the house.
You might want to put Tobin on the map, Jim.
I don't see anyone else. I only see two you on the map yet so far.
There's 4 of us.
There's 4 of us
Four
on
of
there.
us. Yeah.
I'm only seeing 2. Let me refresh my page. I've
There's
only seen 2.
Lucas. There's Alden. Masora. And there's Amethyst.
Why are you looking at the other map?
Wrong
I
layer?
am.
We're looking at a map that has a
Go.
black
That's what
LP.
it is. Yes, I see it now.
Mhm.
I was looking to see where the windows were. So I was looking at the next layer, the interior layer there. So let me put you back on the
Oh,
outdoor map. Yeah. So sorry, I meant to put you guys on the outdoor map there. I didn't mean to move you guys over to the interior map. So yeah, there we go. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, you see from the top down. Okay, that's what I meant. I was pinging the other map too, so I wasn't sure what was on there. So okay, sorry about that. And
that's all right.
I'll put Torben on there too now, so I can.
I
get all that.
forgive you.
Well, thank you. Okay, so you're there on the front there. Nothing seems to react to your presence at the moment, but you do see, uh, yeah, a bench off to your right there, Lucas, and Torben window kind of around the side over there.
I'll ritual cast detect magic on the doors as soon as the
Okay.
gates were trapped.
Okay. Oh, you definitely detect magic. There's definitely some sort of active magical effect of. It doesn't have the. Taking a moment to look at it there, it's very similar to that alarm type thing. Effectively, and yeah. So essentially, if you were to either, there's actually. Yeah, I'll give it to you. You spend a minimum looking it over there. There's actually 2 essentially magical effects there. Both are divination type based. One sort of like at the door frame, similar to the way it was outside there. With the if you opened it up there, it would set off an alarm of some kind. And then another one is more along the lines of centered around the door. Really the door knock there. So a little brass you can knock on the door with.
I'll go knock.
Okay. There's a
Hello.
slight flare of magic there, Lucas, as some kind of effect goes off when the door is knocked. There is
Anybody home?
no one coming to the door. You don't hear footsteps. You wait for a minute or so. Nobody comes to the door.
Nobody's there, guys. Are we sure this is the right place?
The place where people are going missing.
Are we sure though?
It's been empty for a bit. Probably,
Um,
yeah.
All right.
It's probably
mean-
got something to do with that maze, right? I mean, they're
Um,
hiding something, obviously.
Mr. Torben, do you think that you could work your magic again on this door, please?
That'd be
There we
back.
go. I was
That'd be
muted,
cool.
so I was just coming back.
Gotcha, cool.
Yeah.
Okay. You do know, Lucas will point out there is the
Yes.
same sort of alarm type thing before. There's no explosive type thing like there was on the outside gate, but there's definitely, with that, you're able to sort of like bypass the trap, at least sort of like kind of disable that little alarm type thing. And then one more to pick the lock because this is also a difficult lock.
Guidance.
Absolutely.
Guidance.
Roll a d4 along with that. I would say even the d4, they're not going to quite be enough. You're basically in there, and this is not quite as good as the lockout at the gate there, because that one was kind of crazy. This
I
one,
will go over and tell Torben. One of my locks, is one of my picks is acting up. This never happens to me.
well, I mean, a noble's house, the Duchess of Port Oris's house, you assume it has very good locks, so no one, yeah, yeah, you get in there, and it's like you just can't quite find. It's just a well-made lock there, and you just can't quite find the tumblers, and can't quite find the way to release them, and it's just not lining up for you. And you can
Can I try one more time?
You can try one more time, but it's one of those things of we'll see what happens. DC goes out second try, but we'll see.
22.
Yep.
Add a D4.
Again with a D4, not going to be quite enough. You're feeling you're kind of getting the feel for the lock there. It's just a really good lock, and whatever's in there is just sort of like, nope, this is just not going to work with this. I mean, you think you almost have it, and then something slips. Nope, that's not it. It's not gonna go. You just can't quite get that lock open. Nothing seems to react to you doing this. Nobody comes and opens the door on you, or you don't hear any footsteps beyond there, and you're pretty keyed into what you're doing here. You don't sense any sort of problem with anyone coming closer.
Does
Those
anyone
you-
remember the critical
You know what?
role episode when they couldn't get the door open?
I mean,
Are we sure there's nobody around?
That's when they went and hid for the hedge. That is what happened. We're going to the maze.
We're not sure of anything. We're sure that people have come here and then have not returned. So that's what we're investigating.
Well, as long as you don't mind me making a little noise, I can get us in.
We don't want to damage anything. This is a
I won't
royal,
be damaging anything.
royal residence.
No.
mhm.
But it will make some noise, but it won't damage anything.
Oh, I guess as long as you're not going to damage anything.
Okay.
And I am going to cast Knock.
Okay. You hear basically a kind of a somewhat loud thump, as and then followed shortly by a as the things fall into place and the door just opens up. Now I will move you back to this map where we were before, and I will effectively. Let me just see something here. Okay, good. I just want to check there. So as you open up this door here, you will see a large entry chamber. Very fancy looking marble floors, a large well, it's almost like a dragon of some kind etched into the floor. It's not raised, it's an etching on the floor itself within the tiles there. Stairway grand stairway ahead of you that goes up, doors on the left, right, and left and right of the stairs as well. So, and little couches and places around the side there. As you open and look inside there, it is quiet. There's no sound anywhere.
Um, okay.
How long does detect magic last? It says it's still going.
10 minutes.
About 10 minutes, yeah.
The last one.
Can you see anything magic in there, Lucas?
Well, I also have mine up as well.
Yep. So to you looking there, there's no active magical effects within the doorway here. You still see the fading effects of the knock spell and the alarm and effectively other spells that went off on the doors, but nothing that's currently active and doing anything else here.
Walking in the room.
How about you we go in together. The door is big enough.
You can all go
That's
in.
a
That's fine. Yeah,
pretty dragon.
I'll go ahead and put this doorbell on the map here too, so you can.
Yeah, thank you.
No worries.
I'm trying to stream, but I can't even get my camera big enough for that. So it's like, or my
No worries.
freaking big enough for that.
Okay.
What kind of dragon statue is this?
It's the etching on the floor. It's just sort of a. It's just etched in the tiles of the floor. So it's not actually a.
Just
It's
a
not.
dragon etched in the floor.
Yep, just some sort of a dragon, wings curled around it partially, kind of sleeping.
Is that the colour that it is?
Yes, it is really just a stone relief in the tiles of the floor.
Cool.
It's not really 3-dimensional. It's just literally etched into the floor itself there.
Pretty.
Um,
I
as
just
you
wanted to look at that door, but it takes me halfway in the other room.
Yeah, no worries. When you open the door itself, there is just a plain wooden door, well made, obviously. Everything in here is immaculate and well made. There's nothing here about nothing shoddy about any of the furniture. There's a faint bit of dust on some things like that. Not a lot. Like it has been a long time since anyone was here. Just a faint bit, as if nothing's really been actively cleaning recently. You don't see any signs of footprints or anything else on the floor as you step inside. In fact, as you walk through, the faint bit of dust on the floor, you definitely will disturb as you walk along.
There was no tracks of anyone being in this place
Nope.
at all.
The only footprints on the dust on the floor in this room are yours.
The syndicate members that went missing here, did we get any other information about what they were doing here?
Nope.
They just said they were all keeping an eye on the place, didn't they? Really?
Mm-hmm.
Next time, let's get more information.
What were they up to? Yeah.
Well, you were busy making stuff for us, so
I was so busy making things.
The interior doors are not locked or anything else like that. They're just latched. They're just shut. You don't see elaborate locks on anything in here. It's just they're just well made doors. And again, there's 4 doors out of this room. Where would you like to go?
Well, let's not go through 4 different doors. Let's all go through the same one, yes?
Yes.
sure.
Pick
Just
one.
open 4 at once.
You don't want to split the party?
No, we'll go through.
Go ahead.
I was gonna go over to yours, but that's fine.
We'll
We can
go
go.
through the one that's
Okay.
already.
So, what you will open this door up and you will see. Whoop, hold on. I want you to move the map. Go back. I want to reveal. Stop that. What is happening? Oh, I know what's going on here. I need to move the map. That. Okay, now this will work. Whew.
On the map, on the map, on the map, on the map, on the map.
I'm the map.
Okay. What you see is a kitchen.
It's a kitchen.
Actually, you wouldn't quite see in here, but yeah, effectively this is a storage area back in here. various cutting boards, cauldrons, cooking surfaces, cutting surfaces, just everything you're going to see for a kitchen in this area.
Does it
Food is
look used?
not recently.
Not recently. Okay.
No. Again, if I'm a bit of dust. We have perception checks. Who's ever in there looking around?
Don't eat anything, sorry.
Listen, I had breakfast this morning, so I should be okay. Especially seeing as how it's a 17.
Okay.
Nice, Lucas.
Nice.
Nice.
All right.
Good job.
So let's see. So Amethyst, Lucas, and Sora are in there right now. I can move you guys all into looking around in here. So, Amethyst. I mean, yeah, you take note of that it's not recently used. If I can see, there's no coals or anything else under the cooking elements. There's a bit of dust on things around there. However, you don't see anything spoiled. Sora, in checking in there, you will find that it's stocked, not well stocked for food and stuff. What's in here is like kind of your dry goods and all your kinds of like larder type things. This is just a place to store stuff. It's still intact. There's not much. I mean, like you could probably go in here right now and pick out enough stuff to make a meal. It's all still intact as far as you can see. Nothing's gone spoiled or anything else. This is mostly dry goods. Lucas, with that natural 20, you will spot someone has been in here. Only because, like, on the table next to you where you're standing there, like there's something was moved. Like there's at least a spot there that somebody either cleared off a spot in the dust on the table there. It's very faint, but like somebody used this table maybe to prepare something or cook something or like make something or whatever. There's definitely indication that there was somebody using that table more recently than everything else. So somebody used something there. You don't spot footprints, however. So that's something that's interesting there. There's definitely no footprints disturbed that you can see. But the table has some clean spots on it where somebody did something on the table.
I will mention that to everyone.
Yeah.
Mm.
Torben and Eldon. They're out
Yes.
in there. You will hear as you're just kind of waiting there quietly, something. You don't hear footsteps, but you hear something move from like a faint, maybe a door closed or something somewhere.
Right.
Off in the other direction there, maybe a chair moving slightly or something. It's not like someone walking around. You don't hear that, but something you hear this just faint bits of somebody moving or something moving off to the right side somewhere.
I guess I'll announce like there is someone over here, and I'll kind of like glance towards the area that I heard it.
Yeah, kind of either back here or over here. You're not sure. There's just something to that side of the house. Something moved over there somewhere. You don't see any movement. Nothing's in the room with you, but something beyond those doors somewhere moved.
Is it heavy footsteps or light
No,
footsteps?
there's no footsteps. You don't hear footsteps.
Okay.
You just hear like a door close or a chair shift or something shift. Like I said, it's not
Gotcha,
someone
okay.
walking around, just something shifts somewhere.
Okay.
Enough that you can hear it, but not, like I said, you listen.
I got yeah.
There's no footsteps.
Should we go investigate that sound?
It is why we were here.
Okay.
Are we being told from inside the room?
I mean, yeah, you just kind of.
Okay.
Yeah. I assume he calls it or says it loud enough for you to hear it. So.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got an idea.
What's the idea?
Before we go in, come back, Lucas. I'm going to cast telepathic bond on everybody.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So after you do that, you open the door and you will see what looks to be some kind of a parlor or lounge of some kind. Just tables. There's a small like piano type thing off to the right here. Seating areas with the place where a small group of people could lounge around and listen to some music and have drinks and such. Some sort of little parlor in here. Don't see anyone moving. There's nobody eating. And there is a bit of faint dust in here on the keys of the piano. There's dust.
Hey, Eldon, there's something crawling all over you. It's kind of creepy.
I'm
What?
sorry.
There's something crawling all over you. It's kind of creepy.
I'm
talking
going to
about?
look at myself. Do I see anything?
Just your homunculus. Looks like a spider.
Oh,
So,
well, that is. He's not crawling on me. He's just sitting right here.
Nope. Mm-mm.
I mean, I could have him crawl on you.
No.
Um,
No, thank you.
sword
My homunculus will like come off my chest and kind of like float next to me. With his little jets there.
okay. So yeah, again, two doors out of here. Yeah, these large windows you saw from the outside there are drapes pulled closed over them, so you can't really see. They're somewhat shielded. That's in a little bit of light, but not enough to let you like see outside specifically. Other than that, little couple little statues on some little platforms over here. Just yeah,
I'll open this door.
go in there. Okay. All right. In there, you're going to see. Oh, just gonna got a hole in there. This is a large. It did not reveal. Come on now. Here we go. You will see a large open chamber. Looks to be sort of a dining hall slash, well, almost like a throne room there with a big old chair up on a raised platform in the front there. They could also be performers up there on a stage right there, but this is a large dining hall slash meeting hall. Fireplaces on either side. Yeah, you guys see Lucas step through there. Marble floors, very fancy. Couple of suits of armor standing silently vigilant on either side of the door. Magic does not go off from them, so they are not animated suits of armor as far as you can tell.
No sign of
Yeah.
anything that's been in here.
You will notice that the chair right here, the chairs are all pushed in and kind of like pushed in there, but the chair closest to you right there is kind of out a little bit. And while the layer of dust is on all the chairs, that one does not have dust on it. Like someone's butt was in that chair more recently than the rest of the chairs.
Someone's been in here.
Mm-hmm.
hmm.
My eyes are gonna turn solid black.
Okay.
All over and start looking around.
Okay. And you have any special? Yeah. So you start
With my
looking
glasses.
around. What's that?
It's my item.
Yeah.
The
Eyes
item.
of
thingy.
minute
Yeah.
seeing. Yeah. Okay. You just give us precise details. You will find that there's this room that you're in currently. The parlor right here is fine layer of dust on everything. Nothing. No sign that someone was like has been in here really doing much of anything.
Okay.
And let's say Lucas standing where you are and you guys standing where you are, you definitely hear some movement in the space beyond this doorway here. There's faint bit of movement in there.
Open the door.
Okay, you open the door. We'll go ahead and reveal that. And I just realized my sound went off. Let me just fix that real quick. I remember when I had to restart my machine, it stopped playing. Okay. Yeah, so we just need the library. There are books all over the place there. There is actually a set of stairs up to a second level of the library, as there is a more books on the level above. It's almost a literally a 2-story space. You can actually see like this is almost like it's a 2-floor, it is a massive 2-floor library. This goes up to a second level, and you see there's actually a ceiling above you here, but the ceiling over here is all like is so essentially all along where you're standing on this side of the room, from top of the stairs here over to here to here. Everything beyond that is 2 stories. This is 1 story here. So basically looking at bookshelves and everything else. As you step inside, you will see some books are lifting off and moving off, just kind of floating off to the side. Another book comes over, and you will see a book sort of float from over here and be placed on the shelf right there ahead of you.
Looking at the spines of the books, is there any kind
It's
of
just a lot of titles you've seen before, a lot of histories, a lot of lineage, can be lineage type things there. Nothing stands out as there's a section that's obviously like tales and stories. Some like nothing here, at least from what you can tell, like, it stands out as a just from a cursory glance. Stands out as something weird or esoteric. It's all just books on the region, books on history, books on, and you recognize a lot of the titles.
I'm guessing if Eldon's standing there, there's nothing invisible that is there that is moving the book.
Weirdly enough, it doesn't reveal anything. Like,
Okay.
although with your high arcane, you realize that that's how unseen servant would work.
Mm-hmm.
There is no body to see in an invisible unseen. There's you will see sort of a hazy humanoid outline of something, but there's no actual body there to reveal. It's just sort of a faint outline of force in the shape of a humanoid. Is holding a book and putting it on the shelf over here.
Witchcraft.
Witchcraft.
Unseen servants that move books around, essentially.
Where do we? I guess I'll go on the second floor.
Yeah. So, if you go up the steps there, of course, now you move you to another map.
Of course you do, because
Yeah, because you're going to be a pain that way.
yeah, you know.
Okay. I will move you up to, and I'm just going to move you all there so you see what it is, because you can see from the library what you see from that point. You'll also see where the entrance area is as well. So you don't actually see this part of this. So you are right here, Sora, at the top of the stairs, looking down on people down below.
Well, I mean, I'm not looking down at people down below.
You're
But
looking.
yeah.
You can look down over the railing here to see the people below you there. They're still on the first floor. However, yeah, there. As you walk up there, a moment later, a book comes floating up to you, and kind of drifts over this way, and this door opens up, closes, and then it moves off through this doorway over here.
Hey guys, I found out where the books are going.
A book, not
Oh, a
yeah.
book at least.
I would definitely follow up there too. I want to see floating
Yeah.
books.
Yeah, well, more books floating around on the first floor too. It's
Yeah.
just that one book floated up the stairs, and then
Right, but I mean, I want to follow one to see where it has an idea of going.
okay. So you follow the book. Okay.
Yeah.
So you're all on this map now too.
Following, yeah, following up the stairs.
Okay.
Yes, we'll all go together.
Okay. So you open this door and you will see a large open space. Another table over here, a large set of couches, a fireplace, just a large open space to entertain there. Doors either side here, and opening back over here, which you can see what's back there too. I'll just go ahead and reveal that. Oh, nope, don't do that again. Let me fix that.
Do we still see the book that was floating through?
Yeah, book. The book floats over, and where it ends up. Yeah, it will actually, as you step inside there, you lose it for a second there because it goes through this doorway here.
Mm-hmm.
And so you've basically seen this door close essentially as you follow the book in there. It goes through this space and out. You keep following, it goes down to this door over here.
I'm not playing Catch the Mouse. Does anybody want to play Catch the Mouse?
Yeah, let's see where it goes.
Okay.
Yes.
So you will follow and enter into this space here. Come on, reveal, please. Ah, there we go. Yeah. You will see a room here. And Lucas, and I'll assume Torben's there as well, kind of like there.
Yep.
Lucas, you look inside, and there is a person sitting right here. I will put said person on the map. I need to find the right token for this person because I wasn't. No, it doesn't look good. Wrong one. Sorry, I need to pull the right token up here because I don't want to. The one I had is not going to work. Sure, this one will work. Okay, so you will see a person sitting in the chair right there. Just a bearded human there, plain clothes, looks up at you. You're not supposed to be here.
Um,
Lucas, give me a perception check. You're the first person looking at the doorway. Torben, you're kind of behind Lucas out in the hallway as Lucas
Yep.
pauses.
Yeah, Eldon's
And-
walking up
yeah,
there.
I'm right behind them, so I do that too.
Okay. You will see the 17, not super high, but enough to kind of see he's not dressed in fancy clothing. He's just sort of just basic house servant attire for the most part. He doesn't look dirty, he doesn't look disheveled, but he just looks like very plain looking. And just sort of sitting there, and as the book has just been placed into his hands, and you see on the table next to him is another couple of books there, and just looks up at you, just this cold, emotionless expression. You're not supposed to be here.
I'll say, are you supposed to be here?
Yes, I am.
Can I do insight?
Go ahead.
I don't believe him.
Not super good.
You're very certain he's telling the truth. Like he's not he's not trying to hide. He's just very casually, very calmly saying, "Yes, I'm supposed to be here." I know you're not.
And who am I addressing?
I am at the moment at least, the master of the house. I am the caretaker. I watch
Not
over
doing-
the house.
It was quite dusty in a room that could use some cleaning.
I am not the cleaning staff. I am the caretaker to make sure that, well, now that you're here, I'm going to ask you to leave because you shouldn't be here.
And where's everybody else?
There are very rarely people staying here. We have a few staff that come and go, but no.
Not cleaning stuff then.
Eh, when we get word that there's someone is coming that should be here, we do a much thorough cleaning. We the areas that we frequent there. You'll notice there's no dust in this room specifically. There was very little dust in the library as well. You'll notice. Uh, yes, it's like. Lucas, you also spot with that because you got a decent perception roll. You also spot there is a plate on the little table next to him as well, along with a couple of books, maybe some crumbs of a sandwich or something on there. Not quite that bad. So,
I say we've had reports of people going missing around this area.
Well, I don't know who you heard that from. As far as I'm aware, everyone that's supposed to be here is here. I check in with them daily.
What about that maze outside?
Hmm. The gardener takes care of that, and well, he's, as far as I'm aware, he's doing a fine job of it. I don't go out there. The amethyst that does go down to the first floor there, where you can see that right under here is where the dragon etching on the floor is. So basically, this is the landing to the front area. So
Mhm.
So you've had no strange happenings? No one go missing that you know of?
no, not at all. Just make a roll here real fast. Okay. And you'll see as he's speaking, and as you're kind of watching him speak like that, there's something you can't tell that he's lying to you specifically, but there's just something a little off-putting about the way he's speaking and the way he's. I mean, his answers don't seem like they're not truthful, just that you don't quite buy it.
Is our detect magic still going up?
I would say probably not by this point. It's only a 10-minute duration. You guys put some time like walking around, looking around at things, and made your way up here. So, and you don't sense anything invisible. You don't see anything invisible from that lantern revealing, at least.
I'll talk Amethyst telepathically, therefore all of us can hear.
Mhm.
But I could maybe suggest him to tell us what we want.
Okay.
But what is it that we want to know before I ask him?
Well, we want to know what's going on here and where the missing people are.
Okay.
Well, I don't think he's lying. It's just something's a bit odd about him. Obviously, telepathically, I'll say this.
Torben, do you want to try to cast something?
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
really know exactly how to word it like Torben would, but like I don't really. But he'll be like, "What is actually going on here?" And please be as forthright as you possibly can. And crap, balls.
I'm gonna say, as you do that, he sort of like shakes his head and does not go. The spell does not take effect.
Okay, I figured it wouldn't. My suggestion never works, literally. Okay, so
Especially not when someone counterspells it.
yeah, that makes. I counterspell his counterspell.
Oh,
No, I don't.
I mean,
No, I don't.
effectively,
No, I'm not wasting the counterspell on
it's
that.
one thing. The issue, however, is he.
No.
I would say, Lucas, you're kind of there. Give me an Arcana check. You're kind of like both right there in the doorway there, and the speed is there. Hold on, you're kind of still around the corner. You can't quite see him, but you're hearing all this. He did not make a motion. He did not speak anything. And with a 29, there is a technique that sorcerers can use called subtle spell. That effectively, you're fairly certain that he did something, but it was done subtly enough that you couldn't see him cast or hear him say anything. But
Would
you're
I know
good.
would he have to be a reasonable level sorcerer to be able to do that?
It can be done. Well, he can cast counterspell at least. But a sorcerer can do that from level 1 practically. Meta magic. The subtle spell is a fairly easy meta magic.
Counter spells level 3. So
Yeah. So he'd be at least 5th level caster to cast a 3rd level spell.
so it's a bit odd that he says he's the housekeeper with that sort of level of
Yeah.
spellcasting.
But then there's also like invisible servants running around and like who knows. So it sort of clicks in your mind there. You realize that while you saw no first prints in the kitchen there, invisible servant made him a sandwich because it doesn't leave footprints.
Was the footprints in the hall where the chair was disturbed?
Nope. Oh, actually, a little bit there. There wasn't very much dust on the floor there. So there's sort of you're kind of piecing it together that there's dust in certain parts of the house he doesn't go to very often, as far as you can tell. So, like basically the dining room, the library, and this room seem to be where he's been staying. There's very little dust on those spaces. So, I would prefer if you would leave the house, as you're not supposed to be here, and I can put a call out to some authorities, and though they can't get here very soon, it would not go well for you to be trespassing on the Duchess's estate.
I would love him to call the authorities.
Have we met the Duchess?
You have not. You've heard of her. I mean, people. It's like knowing any other royalty. You've heard of them. You've probably seen her image around the place, around the city, in various places, but you wouldn't have seen her in person.
Is she related to Nolan?
Distantly, you assume.
Okay.
I mean, without looking through the lineages, I mean, you would assume that the royal family over Port Oris would be related to them as well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, off you go then. You shouldn't be in the house.
Call his bluff.
Okay.
Oh, you can.
So,
What I mean is, we've been asked to come here and investigate people missing. So
by the syndicate, not by the royal family.
doesn't matter.
It a little bit matters.
So, I would say this. Essentially, yeah. He's like, and Lucas, as you step away there, yeah, no like alarms go blaring and no like things start operating and appearing and all that. But you just step in and see. I mean, he doesn't get up and chase you. Just like waves you away. Go on then. Oh no.
Oh no. Oh.
So, what would you like to do? He doesn't come chasing you out. He doesn't like no audible alarms go blaring or anything else like that.
How about we go back, get more information, and come back?
Okay.
Have we searched everywhere we could search?
No.
No.
Then let's keep searching.
Well, the issue is that if this is a individual that is lawful here, and we are breaking and entering, although we have not broken anything, this is the Duchess's property, And it could get very hairy for us, although we do have a good name in the area. But more.
Well, why don't we go and speak to the authorities and see if they'll give us permission to come and investigate? If we tell them that there's people going missing, that there's obviously some dodgy-looking spellcaster who has taken up residence here and claims to be the master of the house now, in the absence of the Duchess, who there's no sign of.
I say it would seem to be a waste to me for us to come all the way here. We knew what we were doing and then go back just to ask permission for something we're already doing. But I do see your point, but I think we should just finish. And if he tries to stop us, then we'll deal with that then. But he's not after us now.
What's everybody else saying?
We can have a look around while we're here. Well, we could leave by the scenic route, by every other room in here.
Yes.
I agree. Let's
And
leave by
just
the
claim to be
scenic-
lost if he stumbles across us again.
Yeah, we're looking for the toilet.
This house has toilets?
I would
Imagine
certainly hope
so.
so.
You don't know. You haven't seen any yet.
Right. Toilets aren't a common thing in houses. There.
This is Duchess's house.
You don't know. I mean, we know it's a Duchess, but I mean, like, you never
I mean,
know. They could have houses.
You definitely have seen like essentially the a lot of places have the Manatech toilets. Basically,
I don't know if I've ever heard
No,
of. I don't know that I've ever
self-cleaning
heard
chamber
anything
pots.
Yes.
Our house doesn't have toilets.
You have self-cleaning chamber pots.
Mhm.
Then why is Torben going outside? I'm just kidding.
That's my choice, man.
We need
No one-
toilets in the basement.
Effectively, you have various places you can. Yes, you would have the clean boxes, the chamber pots, those kind of accommodations you're gonna have at the house.
Sora went out this way and it's dark.
Oh, sorry, I didn't see you go that way.
It's okay.
Mhm.
So heading off that way, you will see stairway down, large landing, couple of doors. Actually, no door. You see, just a landing here with a stairway going back down to the first floor.
Back through the library.
Lucas?
Are
then?
these doors over here? These are doors.
No, those are windows. Oh, sorry. Yeah, right there. Yeah, those are doors. Yeah. So
Mhm.
yeah, right there and there.
Uh-huh.
Torben, where are you going? I see people moving, but you can't move. Where do you want?
Yeah,
Who do you want to follow after?
Let's see. Let me go back. I had the YouTube thing opened up so I could actually see the map. Hold on.
It's a little delayed, unfortunately, but yeah. So
Yeah, I seen because I'm trying to play it to keep it active, but there's sound coming out, and obviously you'll hear that, and I can't turn it,
You
down.
no worries.
But
So
should be able to mute the video.
yeah, so I'll kind of put you out here at least.
yeah, that's fine. I'll just say, like right there, if that's where they are now, where Sora and Amethyst are,
yeah, you can see them from where you are.
yeah, then I would just be close to them.
Okay. Okay. At this point, you can kind of see Lucas over at the door here. You'll see Eldon right next to you, and Amethyst and Sora over here. Let's see. So Lucas, is your intention to open that door?
Yeah, I'll open the door.
It's not open.
Lucas.
This is the way out.
Can I help with that?
What happened to not splitting the part?
Nope.
You're like 30
There's no
foot
lock.
away.
There's no
I
lock
thought
on it.
Sora. Yeah, but
Sora, are you
Oh,
gonna
so
open that
there
door
you
over
go.
there?
I'm gonna try.
Doesn't open.
Kool-Aid Man. I'm gonna try.
You're gonna break the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
no, we're not
You
breaking
get-
any doors, Sora.
You see
no.
Sora kind of like put their shoulder ready to charge the door.
Yeah, I'll stop it. I'll stop
Okay.
it.
But the
No,
door, it
we're
won't
not
open.
damaging the property. It's the Duchess's house. We're not damaging it.
Who's a Duchess to me? Okay, yeah, fine.
Torben can help with the door, can't you, Torben?
I have
Torben-
these tools.
He
You
did say he was up here with us.
Yeah, well, he's in view of you. See, you can see what you're doing there. So, I would say Lucas, and Sora, you're both at doors that won't open. Torben, you go check out there. There's no lock on these doors. They just won't open. Like you okay, this should open, but it doesn't. There's no lock on it.
Well, that's messed up. Because then
There's a
how am I
handle
supposed to
though.
use my
Is there?
thieves' tools?
It's sort of like you would just push the door open there, and so yeah. Eldon, you will see the door open up next to you. I said it's time to leave, and you see him sort of like standing there, looking at you guys.
Oh, our apologies. We thought you just meant leave the room that you were in. You never really specified the house. I'm sorry.
Leave the house. You have no business being here. Please leave.
I'm trying. The door won't open.
Would you like to
You
maybe escort
walked
us out?
right past the landing to go to the front door where you came in. So I let you go.
Mm, 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 mm.
We didn't
If there's
come
how
in that
much do we
way.
want to stay? How much do we want to stay in this house?
How did you know we came in the front door?
Because Sora knocked on it.
Yeah, the knock spell kind of gave it
Yeah,
away.
the knock is a loud ass noise. Like
Yeah.
you held
It was
heard
before,
from 300 feet away.
Before
It was-
Tobin did that, Sora was banging on the actual
Yeah.
knocker itself.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
picked up
so-
the door knocker, yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
But
yeah,
still,
the front door knocked, and then there was a knock spell that went off there. So it was pretty obvious the direction you came in from.
Yeah. Why didn't
Yeah.
you answer the door then when we knocked? If you're the keeper.
He's just like,
mm,
I didn't feel the need to be bothered until I actually saw of you. So I'm telling you now to leave.
What?
mm. Hey,
Can
Jim.
you give us a little bit of just a bit of a tour around just to make sure that there's no actual missing people here? Just to alleviate our...
I'm not going to have you traipsing around the Duchess's home. Well,
Hey,
estate. She doesn't live here. She lives in the city.
I mean, if
can
we're
I?
going to do it anyway, we might as well have you watching over us while we do, right?
Oh, you're not going to do this anyway.
Before we do anything rash and hasty, Jim,
Mm-hmm.
Don't fucking tell me what to
I'm.
do.
I know
You-
I was going to say
you
that the whole
just
time.
told me what to do. Okay, so
Yeah.
can I do a history check based off of my noble background?
Sure.
On whether or not I would know the duchies and know that she had a caretaker.
Sure. Give me a history check. That's fine. Even with advantage, because you actually do run on the right circles there, so it's fine.
Advantage, okay.
Yeah, go ahead and
Okay.
roll again. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I mean, it's not unheard of. I mean, people have caretakers for estates, the nobles,
Mhm.
and the idea of having a separate, like a family estate, as opposed to where they do all their rest of their time, also not unheard of. I mean, you probably have some holdings. Your family probably has some holdings some other place, like a vacation home somewhere. That's probably maybe on the coast, away from the city a little bit. So again, not unheard of, and you'd often have a caretaker or some staff there just to keep the place intact. Make sure it doesn't run around. Make sure there isn't anyone like rampaging through it and destroying it. So this seems reasonable to you, at least. I mean, whether or not the Duchess herself has that, you wouldn't know. But this
Well,
all seems reasonable to someone who's a noble to have a staff like this.
right.
Can,
mean,
Okay.
can we
or-
please speak to the Duchess?
How much do you really want to keep the place intact, Amethyst? Because like I'm thinking
Very
Kool-Aid Man through the door.
And I really don't know about you, but I really feel like he just threatened us right there.
Oh yeah, he did.
Definitely. I do think we should
Is he-
call his bluff. Just keep going. What's he gonna do?
Probably attack us.
Well,
He
I mean-
counterspelled my spell, and so he could pose a threat. But if we don't, what am I to do if this goes bad? Do I hold back? Do we hold back, or do we just?
Yeah.
Jim, he doesn't seem corporeal. He seems human.
Yeah.
Jim,
He's-
has he
Yes.
But is he standing in the doorway or is he in that room? I know
He's
the
sort of like
squares are a bit
he's
off.
like standing in the doorway. Yes, he's literally like with the door open, he's standing in the doorway. So basically, he's just standing there. He's literally kind of half in, half out. So he pulled the door
Oh,
open, and he's standing in the open doorway.
okay. So I never really act on anything like this, but I will say this. Not Torben. Torben doesn't. Not really. But I really don't like when people threaten my friends.
I'm not threatening you. You are trespassing in a private estate of the ruler of the city.
Can we
You
please talk to her?
make an appointment. She's in the city, at the keep.
Okay.
Like, you've seen the keep on the hillside. It's in Port Oris. It's the big one on the left side of the left canyon wall. There, the massive, like walled, like building that's there. You would have noticed it at some point there. You've never been there.
Is she in the keep?
Hmm?
Is she in the keep?
You assume
never
so.
looked.
You've never been there, so you can see it up there. You assume that's where the royal family would be within the city.
I mean, I'm
That's what it's
asking
for.
him. Is she?
Oh,
Is she in the keep? Is she definitely there?
I don't really keep her schedule on what she does. I would assume so. That's where she rules from. That's where she watches over the city. That's where she spends most of her time. Almost all of her time.
If I start walking down the stairs, can I get out of his sight?
I mean, yeah, effectively you can step. I mean, essentially you're down here, and he's sort of like looking at these guys over here. So he kind of turns to kind of even I am. You definitely could get out of view.
I'm going to get out of view and cast Detect Magic. Just
Okay.
not ritual, normal cast.
I'm also gonna be I'm gonna look over to Amethyst or even Sora and be like, wow, telepathically, this guy is really, really ugly, isn't he?
I mean, yeah, but like, I don't understand what's going on. Like,
Literally no reaction from him, right?
Doesn't. You're trying to insult him? Is that what you're trying?
but he
Yep.
can't hear it because it's telepathic.
Yeah, I'm making sure he can't hear us. Essentially,
Oh
like
yeah,
kind of.
yeah. But he doesn't hear your telepathic. Yeah.
Okay. How about we leave, and I'll cast invisibility before we leave, and
That's
sneak
good.
back in maybe with Lucas.
Lucas, you detect magic there. It's within 30 feet. Yeah, you can see. You do not. You do not detect. Sorry, you do not detect magic from him. Give me an
Right.
Arcana check.
Lucas or both of us?
Just this is Lucas is looking at him right now. So
Okay, got it.
trying to. Okay. Yeah, you don't detect any active spells. You don't detect anything specifically that says he's not who he says he is, in terms of, or his appearance might be different or anything else like that. As far as you can tell, this is him.
Can I ask what your name is, please?
I don't feel the need for that.
Well, if we're going to talk to the Duchess and say that we've spoken to you, I'd like to be able to give her your name so that she knows that we're being genuine.
Are you moving closer to actually see him? Because you're kind of like back around the corner away from him ways here. So
Yeah. He can't really see us,
okay.
Amethyst.
Okay.
No, it's fine.
He just kind of narrows his eyes and I am the caretaker. And he just sort of gives you that look of like this. All you need to know.
Just tell me your name. What? My name's Amethyst.
I understand the power of names. No.
The power of name.
I have a few names for you.
Torben. Not helpful.
Yeah. And you get the impression right away. Like he understands. He knows magic. Giving
Oh
you his
yeah,
name.
obviously he knows magic.
Literally, we all do.
Well, no, the
Yeah,
I-
I know. Yeah, I know. But
Amethyst can use a person's name.
That's not why I wanted his name.
That's what he's thinking.
Well, he doesn't know that I know that spell.
Names and magic are a well-known thing amongst higher level casters. You would know that for
Mm.
having
Hey,
someone's name can do things.
I want to try something. You guys hide me from him, okay?
how do we hide an 8-foot dragon?
I'm not 8 feet tall. I'm only 6. Jim, I would like to cast command.
Okay,
What?
what is your command?
He gets a
Can I
wisdom
move
save.
away from Sora, please?
I do take a step
What-
back.
what is
Like,
your- I mean, you have to say a command. So what's your command?
I do.
Go to sleep.
It's like go to sleep would be yeah, go to sleep.
Just
Uh-huh.
last
I
for
thought it was just one word, but
I mean, it is one word. So it'd be one word command. So sleep.
mm-hmm.
Okay, let's just see if he. Just go ahead and do this real quick and see.
Oh, we're about to start a fight.
No, we're
Okay.
just putting him to sleep.
Nope.
No, you're not.
No, I'm not. No.
You just no. I mean, effectively, the magic happens, and he just sort of like narrows his eyes. I have been very, very accommodating at this point here, but you are trespassing. I am the caretaker of the state here. It is time for you to leave.
Can I hit him now? Because he said that like 700 times, and
I
I'm
think we
not.
need to leave. I think we need to go and talk to the Duchess.
Yes, I did suggest this at first, that we do leave and then we come back.
If
Yeah.
we do,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, we should. You know what? We'll be back, and I hope you're still here, and then we'll
Okay.
all leave.
Okay.
As soon as we get out 30 feet away from him, I'm going invisible.
And I will shut off my gloves.
Okay. Right. So you guys are back outside. Move you outside. Kind of.
Moving on up to the east side.
And he didn't watch us leave, right? So he wouldn't know that
Oh,
I
absolutely.
didn't.
He's standing right there as you guys
Mhm.
walk out the front door. Like he's literally at the top of the landing there, watching you leave.
Oh, we can't grab Torben.
Yeah. So I
You
assume
come out with us, yeah?
Yeah.
You come out.
Yeah, I
with
mean,
us.
if he was right there, I wouldn't have been able to slip away.
Just making sure.
So, yeah. So basically, yeah, he is. As you leave, he's just standing at the top of the landing. Yeah, just right up
Just
here.
come on and
Like,
give him the finger.
I mean, he just sort of like waves you off.
I'll close the door when everyone's
Oh,
stepped
I
through.
had a question for you. No, it's a little late. I should have done it, but I didn't know silvery barbs could be used like that. I thought it was only from when somebody attacks you. Apparently not. But it's okay. I should have done it then.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, he just you close the door behind you there, and yeah, you are outside. You don't see anything happening specifically outside. Nothing really has changed outside as far as you can tell. It is
All right, can we go to the head speech now?
Or do you want to just go?
I'm afraid he's going to try to
We-
disappear or do something while we're gone.
Yes,
We-
but either
We
than
go to the
killing him or rendering him unconscious, we need more information. We rushed here, and we need more information.
Should
Should we go-
I try to break in somewhere different from the door?
No. I think we should check the maze.
Yeah, go look at the maze.
Okay.
right. So you guys can head over to the maze. So, you will find that there is no way. The maze is like the hedge itself is about 10 to 12 feet tall. The outer walls are just massive, and it's very, very thick to the point where you can't really see inside of it. You do see that there is an arched opening in the in the base here where you can walk in. And actually, let me put you on a slightly different map here. Let me just verify something real fast. Yeah, okay. I'm actually going to put you over here instead. Let me switch maps for you guys here because this actually is a little bit better for you. Okay, so yeah, you can kind of come in the base of the map here.
Oh no.
So tiny.
Okay, that's kind of the entryway as you come in there. There is a stone bench. You can sit on you're kind of back to back, sit on the side there, and little potted plants on these 4 little spaces around here, with a way through here, a way through there.
Sora has no sense of direction whatsoever.
Yep. So as you kind of move in, it's just like, wow, this is, and inside the exterior was about 12 feet high, 10 to 12 feet high. The interior ones are about 8 to 10. They're shorter on the interior walls, the interior hedge maze walls, essentially, as you're in here.
Spider climb won't really work because there's nothing really to put my feet onto. I know. Can I scale the branches at all, like on the inside, or is there just no way to do it?
It's like trying to scale a shrubbery. There's not, the branches are big enough for you to kind of grab and grasp.
Okay, yeah, no, it makes sense.
You could try to push through them, like kind of tear an opening through it and go through that way. But I mean, you can see very faintly through the branches there. I mean, they're not like they're about a foot thick, but you could kind of see light and something beyond the branches.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, they're not really something you can scale. I mean, like scaling a bush is not.
No, it makes sense.
Yeah,
I would have played it that way too, probably.
Yeah.
See, right.
So I can move Torben in here as well. So there you go.
However, what I can do, we all probably can. Somebody could just fly and find out where we are.
Yeah, because rub it in the fact that the dragons can't fly.
I can't fly either.
I'll look at my owl, and my owl will flap over the.
So hold on. When the owl flies up there, you will see that maze. And what you're looking for there, and looking up close here, you can definitely see that it's not perfect. Like you can see sort of where the maze isn't quite lining up right there. There's definitely an illusion over top of that. I can give you that. There's some sort of an illusion for like the not where you're at, but like beyond where you're at, like further into the maze. You can see where there's just slight inconsistencies with the actual like the way the shrubs line up and the way the pathway lines up and everything else. Just something doesn't look right.
Have a look.
Okay. So which direction you want to take?
Yeah, have a look. Go this way.
That way.
Okay, cool. All right. So we'll just start revealing your way here. You kind of see. We'll just kind of do this. As you follow it around, you will see it wraps around this way. And it does continue straight ahead. Like that. Long, straight.
Detecting magic or checking for traps? Or...
You don't see any magic along here. No one's saying anything about traps just yet, so.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, my hood, I just want to elaborate. My hood is definitely up at this point.
Okay.
Do we want to go that way? That's the way we want to go?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Well, Lucas saw it from above and we're following him, so.
And Eldon's owl kind of flies around, flying around the top there. Yeah, you see that same visual, but you can definitely see there's an illusion there. But what's actually there, you can't tell from the sky.
Is my detect magic still going? 10 minutes and then cast it just as before we left the house.
I would say yeah. Just you have another minute or two left. There is no magic where you're at. Sorry. Let me reveal some more as you go around the corner there. You will see this, and this kind of goes up this way around the corner. You can see that much, kind of.
Go there and kind of look down both ways.
Okay, so what you see down here is there's this little alcove here with a little placard there, just a placard at the end there, and you will see a we thank Nolan Gervan there with the family crest of the Gervan, of the Gervan family. Kind of this little memorial, it's like a memorial plaque kind of thing.
That's the guy who's soul I've got.
It is.
We've got.
And down here you will see this goes here. Another opening off to the side. Store, looking around the corner, you can see kind of this.
Just kind of peeking. Don't want to like
Yep.
come out from behind the bush.
Sure.
Mhm.
Kind of little more of this kind of thing like that as you kind of look around, and some more over here. Kind of seeing little bits and pieces as you look around the side there.
Do I hear anything?
Let me see. Give me perception checks, everyone. So what you hear inside the shrub maze here?
Okay, coming. Putting on clean socks. All right. Perception.
Okay.
Yay.
So you hear the birds and everyone kind of hears shuffling of the feet on the pathway here. It is all kind of a bare dirt, well manicured pathway. Lucas, kind of thing that you're kind of hearing the birds. You're kind of listening for anything out of place or anything else, but it all seems to be pretty close to what it should be. Eldon, where you're at right now, you can definitely hear. There's a faint rustling, of course, of wind through the shrubs and that, but there seems to be something, and you will see beyond this point here, kind of peeking through. You see what seems more like an open space beyond there. Based on what your owl saw, there should be more shrubbery walls there, but it seems much more open beyond that space than what you actually see from above. Like from this spot right here, kind of glancing over there, Amethyst and Corbin, you hear a faint scraping of something on the ground. Just something.
That doesn't sound promising.
Just very faint from somewhere deeper in the maze. You can't really see or hear where it's coming from exactly. I mean, it's hard to pick directions in this place there, but you definitely hear that sound. And Amethyst with a 25. It sounds familiar.
I just want to say, I got a third nat 20 already, and I've only rolled like 5 times. Pretty nuts.
I saw 24 there. Was it net 20?
Oh, yeah, it was a nat 20 plus 4,
actually,
yeah.
Then both of you. I'll give you the both here. Actually, you wouldn't recognize this, Torben, because you weren't there for this.
Right. I wasn't even correcting you thinking it wasn't a nat 20. I just assumed hers was higher. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter.
Hers was higher, but also it makes sense that you wouldn't you hear that sound, but you don't recognize it. Amethyst.
Right. No, I wouldn't see it. I wouldn't know it.
Amethyst, you recognize the sound. It is a sound of scales scraping along the ground. It is the sound of snakes.
Great.
Large ones. Where would you like to go?
Did anybody else just hear a big snake?
No, wait, what? No, I did not sign up for snakes.
Well,
Sure, it wasn't just a
that's
really
what
big
we've
lizard.
got. Could have been. It's kind of like a snake though.
Thor, where you're at, you're gonna see this kind of. Oh, come on! Reveal. Thank you.
I want to just point out that I did touch the thing of Nolan before I
Okay.
came up this way.
Yeah.
Just wanted to touch him.
Just it's a metal plaque there, and you feel a faint tingle from the jagged blade as you do. There's a faint bit of recognition there. Not enough to be like an acknowledgement, but as you kind of touch that there, you kind of feel that just a faint recognition.
Oh,
And Lucas, you're going to see probably about there too, as this. There's your angle right there. Story, yeah, you're going to see right about there. And Lucas, yeah, there was another plaque over here. And this one says, "We thank Ilyana Stanton for paving the way."
Hmm?
This one here. Sorry.
what did it say? Sorry.
Thanking Ilyana Stanton for paving the way, as she was the Nolan's wife who founded the country.
Mhm.
And Sora from that point there too.
I am again hiding in behind that bush.
Sure, yeah. So you'll see that essentially, yes, there was a shrub laying there, and there was an opening to your right. And with this, you come around there, and you'll see that this is a kind of an opening over this way.
Oh, I went through. Oh, look, stairs, guys. I found some stairs.
Before we go,
What you see is a large open space, and so
Oh.
yeah,
we should detect magic.
magic is detected.
Another plaque.
This plaque reads uh, um, the first Duke and Duchess of Port Orris. Names you haven't heard before, but you recognize as essentially after the nation of Garabon was established, this Orris, the city and the areas around it were made into a duchy, and a Duke and Duchess were essentially established to watch over this area.
Bless you.
Okay. And we'll just go ahead here. Thora,
Stop.
step out in there.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Bright,
go down the stairs if you let me.
well, let me show you what you see when you open into this massive open space where you just wander off into this. You can kind of zoom out a little bit.
Oh,
Ignore that next
What?
roll.
So what you see here, yes, there's a stairway down, pathways, a large bit of water over here, and a small waterfall, a raised, sort of like a stone gazebo-like structure. You expect to see, Lucas,
Ooh, yeah.
and a just massive garden space, all open air. And Sora,
do we see
Yeah.
Sora?
Yeah.
yes, you come around. It's the illusion's only from the air, and you realize that there's no illusion ahead of you here. This is what's actually there. And Sora, everywhere you look, you see slither of snakes over here, some movement in the water there, and on a platform right about here, you will see the massive, elongated snake body, the humanoid-like torso, large snake head, and arms of someone that all of you but Torben has seen before.
No, get out of
Ash,
here.
I'm going.
Cool.
Akoa stands before you and just hisses out a
Hmm?
word. Where you look, there is a smaller snake-like person over here.
Wait,
Another,
that's who I think it is, right? Then
yeah, But
Yeah.
Torben was not here for that. That was Trevor.
I know he doesn't know
He
him,
would
but
Yeah, but you see
filled
a
him in.
large
I'm
snake-like
just saying I
creature,
could have killed him when I had the chance. You got to like shoot everybody. You never know.
and you will see large number of snakes all kind of slithering around.
Torben's not
Scared of
like a
snakes.
coward, but he is on the verge. You know he wants to leave.
So we're burning this duchy to the ground.
He's dying. That is what is happening right now. I
He
know,
hasn't attacked
Amethyst,
yet.
you want to leave, but we're going to murder face him right now.
Well, we're going to do that next time because we are almost out of time today. So, as we said,
Yep.
the episode of this New Friends and their old friend Akoa, is back.
He's
for
not our
round-
friend. God damn it, James.
I mean, I'm going to put that in quotes, of course, there.
We did
Um,
have like kind of a nice goodbye considering what we went through.
So,
I was wondering what
effectively,
nice
as
person we were going to run into again.
as you step into space there, because Sora, I know you're not subtle about walking into this space here.
Nope.
You will see this there, and essentially everyone's on alert. So next time when we start this off here, we're going to start off with initiative and go straight into this this fight here. So,
Why is my blade not humming at me?
well, essentially, as soon as the story says it does, effectively, there is no surprise as you step into place, other than the fact that you seeing what you see. When Sora is walking forward there, Amethyst, the blade starts like humming there, and Sora, part of what stops you is you feel that little buzz as well because it affects everybody within 30 feet, which at that point you are. So
I just assumed it was the armor.
yeah, you get that warning buzz in your minds there as soon as Sora is out there, as things become as things are alerted, and there's definitely the sound of snakes in motion and everything else. So yes, we will pick up right there next time, and we'll see what happens with Akoa this time around. Round 2.
He becomes
Oh, he's going
snake
to die
face.
this time. He's going to die this time.
A little turd monkey. Yeah, he's dead.
Turd monkey.
Turd.
One thing I will say, one more thing I do want to point out to you here. The detect magic you were looking for, Lucas, definitely as you come around, as you get closer to this, you will start to detect the illusionary magic. This sort of is kind of not on the ground level, but up above, essentially. As you kind of like are moving along the hedge here, you within the 10 or 30 feet there, you will start to detect that magic, that illusionary magic.
What is it?
But you will also detect another form of magic that is abjuration based.
Doesn't he have the coin?
You are certain
think
he
He
does.
has one, yeah.
He's got one
Yep.
of the coins, yeah.
Yeah.
So, next time we start there, I'll give you a chance to determine what that is. Actually, you know what? Give me the Arcana check right now. We got a minute.
Ooh.
Lucas, because you were using detective magic there. I guess Eldon too. Sure. Yeah, because you had. Okay. Those I don't think you two had detect magic up there. What spell is this?
I said I was going to detect magic when I got there.
Oh, you did. Okay,
You
sorry,
did.
I missed that. I didn't.
I
catch that.
did.
Okay.
She did.
Let me check this real fast here because you're too sure. And
see colors.
you will sense the magic that's happening there. It is abjuration based. And what is it is the spell. Come on. There's the school. Sorry, I need to pull this one up here because it's it may be important for you. Okay. Sorry. Yes. Perfect. So yes, it is. Yeah. It is the spell Forbiddance.
Oh shoot. Okay. Yeah.
Nothing
I don't know
can
what that
tell.
is.
So essentially, you can kind of see as you kind of Eldon, Amethyst, Lucas. Amethyst, you probably would recognize the spell effect, the actual spell itself, but the two of you, but Lucas and Eldon will. It prevents any form of planar travel, including teleportation, in a 40,000 square foot area.
40,000 for
40,000 square feet.
Mm-hmm.
the sword doesn't know like what that spell is. So yeah,
Yeah.
still, that's a
So
long.
quite a big amount of space.
No
Definitely enough
one
for
is
this,
teleporting out of this space.
which
No
means you
one's
cannot use Dimension Door, you cannot use Misty Step, you cannot do
is
any sort of gate or transportation type
teleport,
magic
nothing.
for this
War's
next
like
fight.
favorite thing is just to go in and fight right now because all the magic-y people can't do all the stuff.
Yep. So
That's the good
Oh,
thing
listen,
about me.
we can
I
do
can
plenty.
both.
We just can't teleport.
yeah.
Or Misty
So,
Step or teleportate
Misty Step
the
is-
It's all
dimension door.
teleportation. It's all
Um,
teleportation.
yeah. So with that fun little tidbit there, as we start next time here, we will be getting into this. And until then, I hope you guys had fun. I hope you guys watching out there enjoyed as well. Um, we will pick up right here next time. And thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. And as always, thanks for hanging out at the tankard with us. Drinks around us, and we'll see you again real soon. Take care. Bye.
Bye.